Warning. The following presentation may contain excessive alcohol consumption, obscene language, controversial opinions, heavy metal, and actual wrestling chat. As such, it has been rated M for metal.
Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome along to the latest edition of Mickey's Mosh Pit. As usual, I'm your host, the heavy metal hooligan, Mickey Vago. Now, I am slightly less broken than I was for the intro to the last episode, in that I am not hungover this time. However, I am broken in other ways. We were out with a few of the Wrestlezone guys yesterday, playing five-a-side. And it has left my Achilles in quite a state, having not played in probably close to 10 years. So I'm hoping that heals up fairly sharpish, given that the first Wrestlezone show back is less than 3 weeks away. Speaking of which, my match has been announced for that. So it's myself, Caleb Valhalla, and Zach Dynamite in a triple threat match. In fact, it's the annual Halloween Brawl, where all Halloween-related weapons are legal. So expect that one to get a bit wild, a bit out of control. As I said before, tickets are available. If you just go to Wrestlezone's Facebook or Twitter pages, you'll find the links on there for them, for what little there is left, I believe. So if you are heading along to Halloween Hijinks, I would suggest you get your tickets sooner rather than later. Regarding today's episode, we've got Crusher Craib on. Now, I do joke that I do little to no editing on this nonsense of a podcast. However, the one thing I do try and edit is if myself or guys slip up and call guys by their shoot names, I try and edit that out as much as possible. However, I did fail to mention to Crusher before we started recording this, so that there is quite a few might have gotten on. I've tried to edit out as much as possible, as subtly as possible, but there may be one or two have slipped past me. If that is the case, just try and ignore it. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, we'll just jump straight into it. So here it is. It's Crusher Craib. Welcome to the latest edition of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Up to date, we've got a guy who he's done pretty much everything as far as Wrestlezone is concerned. He's been multiple Aberdeen Anarchy main events. He's been a 3-time Regal Rumble winner, I want to say.
Yeah, 3 times.
Yep, a Wrestlezone undisputed champion. He's the current Wrestlezone tag team champion. Although, come on, like, you've not defended in over 30 days, so like I said to Connor, it's time to forfeit.
No. Hold on, me and Connor defended it against the COVID twins. I think that's what they're called.
So, like I said, here we go. It's Crusher Craib.
Well, this has been a nightmare. We've been like spending an hour and 15 minutes trying to get this all sorted because my microphone just wasn't working.
There was someone up. So we're starting late, a lot later than we expected to be starting. So
well, at least it's working now, man.
Yeah, fuck. We're on now. We're on.
Yeah, but it's been good.
So, like I said, we're that just pretty much fucking almost at a lockdown now. I mean, what have you been up to during lockdown? Have you keeping busy?
I've mostly just been working and spending time with the kids, man, and I've just been playing games and been watching a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So I've not really been going out the house. I've been trying to just stay in as much as I can.
Aye.
You know. But
But you've got how old's the new one now? The wee one.
11 weeks.
Oh, is that all? Fuck, I
11 weeks.
Fucking hell.
No, man, 11 weeks. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just try to stay inside, you know.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
Aye, but like I said, the kids keep you on your toes.
Oh yeah, they do, man. I mean, fuck. We spent so much money recently on Fortnite. You played that before?
I'm aware of it. I haven't played it, but yeah, I'm aware of it.
It was actually Lou that got me to download it. He said, "Oh, download Fortnite. It's a fun game." And I'm like, "I'm not playing that child game shit. I'm not fucking playing that." And he goes, "No, you'll enjoy it." So I downloaded it, and it's like, you know what? It's actually a fun game, and now the kids love it, and they're always like, "Oh, Daddy, I need you to buy this and buy this and buy that." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And like my account was linked into the Fortnite settings, right? And then I went to I can't even remember what it was. I went to buy something. It was like, "Oh, you've got no money on your card." I'm like, "Fuck, I've got plenty of money on my card." Turned out that my daughter went on the shop and spent all my money in my account. I'm like, "What the fuck?" So yeah.
See,
Fun.
that's on you for not securing it, though. Come on, you can't blame the kids.
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
on me, man. That's on me. So this is what it is. But yeah. So
Yeah.
I've been going through movies as well. Like I've been going through like franchises and stuff like that. You know, try to watch things that were popular but I've never seen before.
Aye.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot. So I've just been a lazy bastard, in all honesty. So, yeah. It is what it is.
But yeah, it's been someone. But like I said, we're back. Well, you were saying just before we started recording, you're coming back to training next week. So
yeah,
like as we record this, I think the show's 8 weeks away, 6 weeks, 7. I can't mind. It's someone.
So I think it'll be 8 weeks. What is it? The 9th of October. So yeah.
Yeah. So
like a month away.
Maybe 8 weeks, give or take. So yeah.
So I'll get 4 weeks of training.
Yeah, that's enough.
Hopefully.
Yeah, just
hopefully I know how to run the ropes.
Just send Connor and it'll be fine.
Oh well, yeah. I'll probably have Wednesdays though, so you know you'll probably get me in shape. No,
Dynamite's there on Wednesdays. He's fucking odds. It's either the drills.
I might just have to put him in the toilet and lock him in there. He's a fucking menace.
We'll say that Alan and Sean were back last week, and for whatever reason he was at Dynamite was in on the Tuesday because I think his wife or someone was getting their jobs on the Wednesday, so he was in the Tuesday. So they were then just looking for an easy night just to get back into it again, and of course he's here being nice, get up and overs and we'll do this and this leads into this thing, and I was like, fucking hell.
It's for you though, man.
Yeah, you get exactly what he's like. He's a fucking night.
He just wants people to look good. That's all. He starts in a good place.
Aye.
You know, like when you go in and you see Dan, it's like, oh no, I can't be asked for this shit. I love Dan's one of my closest mates, but fuck, yeah, I've not got the energy he's got. Fuck that.
Aye, no, it's a good crew on a Wednesday. Like I said, our Dynamite, Bradley, myself. We've got one trainee you wouldn't have met yet, and Connor's often on the Wednesday. He's past couple of Wednesdays he's been in, so it's a decent crew.
So it's pretty much this same kind of crew that we had before lockdown and stuff, right?
Oh,
like
and
a small crew.
Dave P's coming back. He's coming back to it. He was on Monday nights, but he's coming back to Wednesday nights. So it's pretty. It'll be pretty. Okay. Barring Archer and being there and Garrick, it's pretty much like the Wednesday crew was before. So
is he gone now or what?
Aye. Well,
is he like properly or?
He said he is. He's finished, but I'll get a few months. We'll talk on back.
Give it another few months. He'll probably be like, I'm itching.
Yeah, but like he was back at training for I want to say it was like 2-3 weeks maybe, and he fucked his back at work, and again he'd niggling injuries anyway. I can't mean it was his knee or his ankle or someone was always getting bothered. He had operations on it and nothing. So it was just fucking time to call it a day before shit gets a lot worse, I think. But
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll get it a wee while and we'll try and talk him back. Because like we were just getting rocking as a 3-man. We were just getting going.
Yeah.
So, like, with a lot of good ideas going forward, but then just back to me and Archer now. So we'll see where we end up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's
a shame because I really like Ozzy as well. He's sound.
Yeah.
He's a sound guy.
aye.
I mean,
No.
he's one of these guys that are like, but some people like take him the wrong way. But I love Ozzy. He's a
Aye.
nice man.
Like you said, he's intense, but he was like Baron Archer. He was probably the guy I was closest to in Wrestlezone. Like even before even before he was teaming with us, like we were always sitting together when we in the changing rooms and that. So, aye, like you said, no, miss him now. He's gone, but like I said, hopefully we can talk him back.
Hopefully, man. I mean, he's not that old either, is he? He's like 34,
37.
35.
He's same age as me.
Gosh.
37.
Well, at least I'll give him a compliment. So yeah, no.
Yeah, that was always the joke that me and him were always the oldest, but then Archer felt the oldest.
He looked the oldest the way he walks.
Yeah, like he was 10 years younger than us, but he felt 10 years older.
Oh man, that's mental, that is it?
The best one I had recently was I had Mikkey and Dennis on, and Mikkey said, Archer, he just looks like he's like even when he's nay, he just looks like he's constantly walking upstairs."
Yeah, perfect example. I remember when he first came to training because he came with like I think it was like a childhood friend or something.
Aye,
so, they both started.
Yeah,
his name I'm pretty sure his name was Dougie or something along that lines.
Aye.
So we were jogging around like the Scout Hut, the way we used to just jog around in the circle.
Aye, just a warm up.
And do you remember the big horse thing that used to be sitting in the corner?
Aye, yeah.
Yeah?
Aye.
So we're all running around in the circle, and his friend jumps up on the thing on one knee, looking at everyone. I can't remember who it was, but someone said to him, "Think you did?" And he goes, "I'm Batman." I'm like, what? What the fuck is this? I was so confused. Like, what the fuck?
Aye, just
always remember his first session just because of his friend. But yeah.
I've never had that before. I can he started with one of his pals, but I never had that one before.
Yeah. Well, when we were in Aviemore, like I forced him to pull out his phone and prank call him so I could shut down the phone to him. He hadn't seen me in like years, so I think I only met him once. So yeah. What a time!
Aye,
what a time!
But yeah, before we go any further, I'm due you an apology.
What's that?
Because the guys that have been on here have just completely ruined your reputation.
Oh yeah, I did hear in one of the podcasts, like saying Connor calling me lovely.
Aye, like between him and Dynamite and Bradley, he's like, no, he's a big monster, but he's a good guy. He's a big softy and all that. It's like, once he hears this, he's never happy.
Nah, they're speaking shit. I'm not lovely. Fuck that. I'm a piece of shit.
But I was like, there was literally like 3 or 4 of them. I like, again, he bits on this. Again, he's a big mean guy, and he's a good lad, isn't he? just destroy the character.
Cheers.
Gimmicks fucked.
I'll just do my sweet daddy gimmick now, will I?
There's a blast for the past.
I know. No one knows what we're talking about apart from us and the guys.
Aye, the guys that listen to this, they'll kid the sweet daddy, but yeah. It's no one for public consumption.
Yeah. That's still like my favorite promo I've ever done. And it wasn't as Crusher. Weird.
Yeah. See if you could get away with doing that in the show, it'd be fucking tremendous.
Rated 18 show, over 18s, that would be great. So, and it's funny because I always wanted to do a character like that when I, first started. because like it sounds weird, but I always like Goldust. I enjoyed
I was to say I love Goldust.
all the mind games and stuff. It's like that's fucking amazing. That's different. It's like that'd be awesome. That I just like the idea of like like portraying that and then like somehow get hit on my head and then I turn into Crusher. Yeah.
Aye, there's someone there.
Aye, in the future, baby.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just the guys that be coming on and be like, aye, he's a good guy and whatever. But then, like Dynamite was saying, he's just like, and I noticed this the same. It was like you can be intense with guys like until you can they'll get a stick around.
Mm-hmm. I just don't I don't like to get close to people unless I know they're going to be around because like I don't want to I know it sounds kind of dickish, but I kind of don't want to waste my time, if you know what I mean.
Aye, no,
it's
understandable. It's like because
plus it's also if they're going to be coming to shows, I don't want them to see me as he was such a nice guy in training. It's like nah, you're not getting to see that side of me yet. So I'll just be like like me, I guess, Crusher.
Yeah, it's like
not Crusher, if you get what I mean.
It's sort of like not so much now, but like back when I first started, there was a lot of like guys. It just again be there maybe 3-4 months, and you would never see them again. They would stick with you for just a couple of months, and they'd be gone. Like it's giving the wrestlers in their due. They're managing to keep hold of guys now and get them through training. But like you said, back when I was coming through, there was like I was the only one left out of my group. I'm sure. Yeah, Garrick was the only one left out of his group that started.
Yeah, it's always going to happen though. It's not for everyone.
Aye.
I mean,
aye.
It is what it is.
That's the thing. You hear this skin. It's wrestling's for everybody. Being a fan's for everybody, but to be in it, some folk just aren't either physically or mentally just make out for it.
Yeah, it is honestly. And the thing is, there's been quite a few guys that have came in and really, really nice guys, but they're just not gonna ever be a wrestler,
Aye.
It's just the way it is. You either have to have it or you don't.
Aye, that's it. I think some guys, like I said, some guys just aren't physically cut out for it, or some guys just can't get it mentally, like just get their head around it. I say, well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. That's why wrestling is fucking brilliant at times, is it?
Aye. But like I was saying about the intense thing, or the can getting to Ken boys before, like the one for me was there was one Union Square where the first Union Square I worked, like I'd been on show since the start of the year, and like Union Square, like whatever I was, May or April, whatever it was, and that was the one for like we had a match, a singles match, and like we come back afterwards, and you said again it was a decent match for again, whether you're just blowing smoke then again, but it was like it was a decent match. So I look forward to doing things further on. I was like,
see, if I tell you something, I do mean it. I'm not gonna just say something you want to hear. I would never ever do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've had some pretty good matches. We had the good one in Newton Hill as well. If you remember that one, when you took the black hole off the top.
Aye, yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff in there that I really liked. Like when I hit the ropes and you did the sleep and I actually got caught. Yeah. No one ever gets caught while asleep.
Aye, that's it.
I thought that was pretty good.
Like simple as fuck, but it's like nobody does it.
Yeah, I just thought that's pretty sweet. And then we had our latest match. I ended up fucking botching. Do you remember that?
Oh, was it Huntley or something, or was it?
Yeah, Huntley's my curse town. It was Huntley because it's my curse town. Honestly, like I can't remember what it was. I think it was like I come back in the ring, and then you had your like sequence of things you were going to do, and it just fell apart. I'm like, what the fuck have I just done?
No, I'm not.
I'm not remember that bad.
I was meant to come off the top, and I think you were meant to catch me with someone, and just I don't know if it was the timing or the positioning just wasn't. Someone just wasn't quite right, and we just like fell into each other, and it just went to shit for just a couple of minutes before we got back into it again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think Huntley's my curse down because I wrestled Alan there once, and me and Alan Sterling, obviously, and we kept going up to each other and saying, "Do you have any ideas for tonight?" And we're both like, "No." Like, it's like I'm pretty sure we're like third match on the show, or were we after the break? I think we were after the break. So like, interval was on, and it's like, okay, so we've got 15 minutes to plan this match. You got anything you want to do? Al looks at me and he goes, I can't think. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do. And we came up with like this little ending, and the match was absolutely shite. Honestly, I never watch it, and it's the only bad match me and Alan have had, and I'm like, fucking hell, awful.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah.
it's you get them though. So it's like whether someone just doesn't work or it just again, like you're saying, you just kind of think at the end, but in the match is
Yeah.
Like the work. I always pegged the worst one I ever had was us in Outfit and Turf. And a lot of it's on me because I planned a lot of it, and it wasn't a match for Turf. It might have worked like on a Neighbour Bean show, but it just went, and then like the heat went far too long, and I was trying, like I was on the apron, and I was like telling Dennis like fucking tell him to wrap it up, and they still went like another 5 minutes after I was come on, the fuck boys, and it was like literally we got backstage, and like how long do you think you went? I'm like, it was a bit over. It was like 20 fucking minutes. I was like, fuck me.
Fuck.
I was horrible.
I think I wasn't at that show because I was at Lou and Sammy's wedding, if I remember right. A lot of us weren't there. Possibly.
I can't remember.
Oh no, wait a minute. It wouldn't have been. There was one Torres show where we didn't go because like there was a wedding.
No, that was the second year we were up. Because I think I worked.
Oh, was it?
I worked Thunder. No, because it wouldn't have been because Osman did a run in that match.
Oh, well, okay.
So he was definitely. So it must have been the year after. But yeah, like I always pegged that one as my worst match up until I was just randomly on Facebook. It popped up like Billy put up a random review he'd done at Battle of the Nations. I can't remember what year it would have been.
Okay. 17
maybe, and it was me and Archer against Thunder and Jimbo. And I completely put, and it must have been because that match was so fucking bad. I just spit it out of my mind. I've never watched it since. I was like, oh fuck, I'd forgotten about that. And that was the one where Billy just completely fucking buried Jimbo. He was like, Ken Archer and Thunder were good. Vega was decent enough, and Jimbo was just horrible. And it was like a big paragraph. Jimbo was just fucking horrible.
He wasn't lying. I mean,
it's
Jimbo wasn't ready for that.
No,
he wasn't. He never had the mindset either. He was. Nah. Like he just didn't.
Like Aspen pulled a decent match out of him, and or somebody else got a decent match out of him. But apart from that, like he just never seemed to get it. I don't think.
Nah, he never did. He always. I think it's because he came from like the MMA stuff.
Aye.
And he was too like he couldn't. It's like if he took a bump, he was too like
too stiff.
Up. Like if an MMA guy's like trying to defend themselves and stuff, and they're like, it's like you need to get out of that. You need to loosen up, man.
But it's the same. Like when you locked up with him, he was just too stiff, just rigid. And it's like, fucking loosen up.
Yeah, it was like he was just shooting the whole time without shooting. So it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, no.
But yeah, no, that was.
So what would you say that was your worst match then?
Yeah, it's close, but I think the Jimbo one edges it because it was just horrible. And that was the one. That was the one Archer threw the toys at the pram. He was right because we were originally meant to win that, and then first at the last minute it got switched, and he was saying to tap out, and he went. It's the first time I've ever seen him like properly rage about someone. He was like, "Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. I'm gonna fucking tap out this fucking cunt and whatever else." And that was he was properly fucking riled up with that.
I've only seen lose his shit once, and it was I think it was the second Aberdeen Anarchy, or I think it was, and it was something to do with there was too many guys up on the stage watching the live feed, and Stevenson, I don't know if I think he swore.
Oh, I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
He swore. Came down the stairs and he was like, "I'm fucking fed up with that fat piece of shit."
I'm like,
looking at him like, "What?"
Aye.
And he goes, he just swore at me for no reason. And I'm like, "Are you upset? You need a hug."
No, that was the first Anarchy I worked. But yeah, I remember that.
Was it?
Aye. I remember that.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but he just was triggered.
Yeah.
I think it was something to do with in the way or something. And
aye.
Stevenson could have just been like, hey, "Listen, do you mind just moving away from there?" But Hartley told him to fuck off.
Aye, get the fuck out of the road. It was someone like aye. It's like...
He came down next to me and he goes, "I'm fucking fed up, man." Like, okay.
So, yeah.
That was funny.
No, that would have been the first time I saw him riled up. But aye, that match against Jimbo, that was properly mad. He's like, fucking bullshit.
There is actually another time I seen a bit pissy. Actually, we already spoke about this before we went on. It was in Aviemore. Yeah, remember the girl he went away with?
But we'll get into, since we're there. We'll just get in. I wasn't gonna plan getting this till later, but since we're there, like Martin and Scotty and Bill brought it up. They were on about Aviemore, and Johnny jumped in with the Dame, and it was not that story they were on about. It was the time he disappeared. But Martin said like he had to be rescued, but it wasn't anybody there. It was story to tell, but it's your story to tell because you're the one that rescued him.
So that's the one from the head party, was it?
Aye, but he disappeared. Aye, that's the story they were on about. But Johnny jumped in with was it the Dame that he'd pumped.
Stu wasn't even there. What the fuck?
Aye, but everyone heard about it.
Yeah. Well, no, the hen party, that was like all of us. We were all around the street. We were running up and down the street looking for. Like, where the fuck is this little shit? Where the fuck has he disappeared to? And then we go back into the club, and I think it was a security woman says, "Oh yeah, your friend's over there in the corner." We look over, and there he is, sitting in a hen party, or he just came out of it. And he's like, "Oh, and we were like, where the fuck have you been?" He goes, "I got lost at a hen party." Like, how the fuck do you get lost at a hen party?
Only Archer.
And then obviously, he ended up seeing that woman, and she started flirting with him. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
what's going on?
This is the story we're getting into.
We'll just get into it, just so we can get in there. But, he was a virgin at the time.
Yes.
So she's like chatting him up, but then she's like talking away to me like, "Oh, you think I've got a chance?" And as he's saying that, I'm looking over and she's like snogging some other guy. I'm like, she's snogging some guy, man. Come on. And he goes, "Oh, can't even remember." But he ended up getting really drunk, right? So they were at the bar together. He was doing his thing where he's like, like where he's right close to them. I'm like, fuck, man. And he's like got his arm around her. And then like this guy, I don't know if he was Polish or he was not from Scotland, but he came up to her and he went to chat to her and he went, get. I'm like, what? He was like shooing him away. Like, this is mine. But what the fuck is going on here? And I was like, oh, he's got to end up getting this fucking head kicked in here, man. And I'm like, you need to calm the fuck down. These are people that have been drinking and they won't think twice as smacking you, man. Calm it. And he ended up like getting into like he just ended up with her, and like she had friends and like there was guy friends. And then he came over to me and he goes, I'm gonna go back to our house with all them. I'm like, no, you're not. And he goes, yeah. I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. We have to be up at fucking 7 or 8 o'clock to get breakfast and then fucking head back home. What the fuck? And he's like, oh, come on. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go back with you because I don't know who these fucking guys are. You know, I don't know if they're going to fucking beat the shit out of him and take his money or some
Aye.
sort of thing, you know? So it's like, we wandered back. We ended up going into the house and I'm just sat there like, what the fuck? Why the fuck am I here? And like, it was weird. It's like, she was absolutely plastered. And she was like, oh, her feet was absolutely black because she'd been walking everywhere in her bare feet. I'm like, that's fucking disgusting, right? So she goes to the shower, washes her feet. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just sat. He was like, can we go? And he goes, no, just stay a little bit longer. I'm like, for fuck's sake. I'll be fucking knackered in the morning. So her group of friends ended up leaving the house, right? She came through, all drunk, fell down on the ground. I swear to God, right? The dog, she had a dog, went between her legs, and all you heard was, and then she giggled. She giggled, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck's just happening here? I said, yeah, come on, man, I don't want to be here anymore. What the fuck is this? She's fucking getting on with a dog. And then I don't know what happened. I was like, I'm going to go to the toilet. I'm going to like leave because I want to go, right? And went to the toilet. I came back and he goes, hey, if you just wait outside, I'm gonna, you know. I'm like, are you for fucking real? So like, what the fuck, man? So I went outside and I ended up watching. I think WWE had a show in Japan. Where they filmed it, and it was later on. It was like Brock Lesnar versus Kofi. So I watched like half that show,
Aye.
and I'm like, for fuck's sake, this is taking forever. So I rang the buzzer, and I was like, "Is Jimmy down?" And she goes, "He's already left." And I was like, "No, he's fucking there. I'm fucking standing outside this building." And she goes, "No, he's left." And she hung up on me, and I'm like, "Are you for real?" So like, fucking thingy the door open, went upstairs, started banging on the door. I was like, get your arse out here, right? And she opened the door, and here he is, fucking like half clothes on, getting his shoe on, his hair all over the place. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you ready to go home? So we're walking down the street in silence, right? I'm like, and then he just turns to me and he goes, do you know what I did? I looked at him like, you shagged? I'll fucking get you. And he goes, yeah. I was like, so what did you do? And he goes, oh, I went down on her. I'm like, you went down on her. You know the dog was down there. To this day, I was fucking, like, honestly, it's fucking sick. So we get into the hotel. We get into the hotel room. And, like, you know, like we had the bunk beds and all that. It was just me in that room. So I laid down. I looked over. I was like, look, I'm not being funny, right? But if you tell the guys that you went with her, you're going to get ribbed. Then I tell them, right? So I get woken up in the morning from, he goes, it's time to get up. And I looked up and he goes, I told the guys. I'm like,
I couldn't help himself.
well, do you know what? That's your problem. If you get ribbed, that's nothing to do with me, man. And then we were at breakfast and that's all that happened was him getting ribbed. Absolutely destroyed. And he's just like beaming and like, yeah, I did. It is what it is, I guess. You know, honestly, that's fucking one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, that story never fails to crack me up.
Yeah. Then she came back, like, we went back, like, the second time round, and she was there again. And I can't remember what happened. But, like, basically, she never really gave a fuck after that, you know? She didn't want nothing to do with him, but I just, it was so fucking weird. It's like, why do you want to go back to this house when she's got all these guys with her? And, like,
aye.
Like, if I get fucking stabbed because of you wanting a shag, I'm going to batter you. Fucking dirty bastard he is.
Aye. He's a stud.
He's something.
But then, that's the first time you and
He
Archer
was so proud of himself.
Aye,
Though.
I can imagine. Like he still is.
It's just the way he looked at me, like when I says, are we ready to go home? And when we're walking down the street in pure silence, and he just goes, "Do you know what I did?" I'm like, looking at him, like, yeah, I fucking know what you did. Fucking hell. Oh, he never fails to amuse me.
But then that's the first time you and Archer being in a scrape together. That was it. At WrestleMania, you ended up in like the Hood or someone. Was it Houston?
Oh my God,
Dallas.
Yes. What it was is we had like I think it was like is it called a WrestleCon where you go to one of them and you can meet like a certain group of wrestlers.
Yeah, WrestleCon, yeah.
So like the other guys went to like one of them that had like all the older guys from the 80s.
Aye.
But me and they wanted to go to the one where there was like RVD and all that other people.
Aye, yeah.
Like guys from the 90s. So when they went in, we just said, all right, so since ours isn't starting for like a couple hours, how about we just, explore Dallas? So we walked around, we went into his fucking cowboy shop so he could buy his like $500 fucking cowboy boots. And, I was like, yeah, I'm a bit hungry, so let's go to a corner shop. So we went to the corner shop and we got some food, and I went to the checkouts, and the woman was just looking at me like weird, and she's like, "Would you like a bag with that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Started launching all the shit in the bag, and I'm like, "Okay, what the fuck is going on here?" So walked out, we sat on the bench, and like walk away to me. But like sometimes when you talk so much, you're just like, what? Like I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I start like taking my attention away from the conversation. I'm looking about, and I'm like, oh, this feels a bit strange. There's quite a lot of people just staring at us. And I'm like, I think we're in the wrong area. And then like we got up, and I felt really bad because there was this homeless guy that had like his shoe burst wide open, and his toes were hanging out, and he was coming towards me like a fucking horror movie, going dala 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 dala. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I said, we need to get the fuck out here. So yeah, that was pretty much the story. It wasn't anything that happened big, but it was just that little bit of fear, like shit. I'm gonna be here in case I get attacked because they're looking at me. Let's get out.
Just in the wrong side of the town.
Yeah, pretty rough. I just like how he's like, oh yeah, like so we gotta leave, and he goes, okay. Like, you fucking scared me. The fuck? He's tremendous.
Yeah.
Absolute tremendous he is.
Like I said before, I love him to bits, but he's fucking hard work.
But I guess that's what makes him interesting, I guess. Aye. He always entertains you with some shit.
Aye. That's the thing, like, so, nobody's got a bad word to say about him.
Oh, no, man. He's a nice guy. Like, yeah, like, I've went on a night out with just me and him before, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was just talking away about shit, and then, like, like when he's on one topic and he just goes on about it, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? Change the subject.
Aye. Yeah, I've been there. I think we've all been there.
Or like you'll like say something, and I'm like, why are we talking about this? I don't understand. God bless. He's a great guy. Yes. He is a really nice guy. He's a good friend to have as well. So yeah.
Yeah. He's a good lad. But like we did touch on my worst matches. But again, you've got some of your worst matches. And like,
Oh yeah.
you briefly touched on them in on Billy's podcast, but this is the platform to get it out.
Well,
So,
the thing is, Scott asked me on Twitter. He said, "What's your worst match you've ever had?" And I'm like, I don't really want to answer that in like on Billy's podcast, because I don't want to put Billy in like an uncomfortable situation, having to like listen, like, oh shit, So I just was like, Scott already knows the answer to this, and it's Congo Kev. We'll just move past. He's a prick. So yeah, no. Basically, well, do you remember Patrick that used to train with us? He's like one of my mates.
He's the one that cracked
guy.
He's the one that cracked my ribs.
He cracked your ribs?
I
Seriously?
know. We were training, we were doing headlock takeovers, and he landed on me heavy, and I was like, I'm just winded.
Oh.
And then the next day, I couldn't get out of bed, like I cracked my ribs. And like that was when we were feuding with Dave P and Garrick. So I worked for I don't know how much matches it would have been, like 3-4 matches with cracked ribs.
Jeez, I didn't even know that, man.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That was my first year, like towards the end of my first year of being on shows. I like 3-4 matches with cracked ribs. like if there's anybody you could have picked to be in there with cracked ribs, it's Dave P, because we worked around it, like no bumps. It's like they're perfect. But
Dave would be the best person for that. But yeah.
But no, I remember Pad.
So Pad, he took like a bit of time away, because when I first started training in I think it was 2008. Aye. Patrick was training with Wrestlezone then as well.
Aye.
So obviously I did I took one seminar from Raw, down PBW. And I went to Tucker's birthday night out, and that's when I met Bill and all that. I already kind of knew Scott, because I knew him through backyard wrestling, because I used to do backyard wrestling, so did he and all that. So I kind of knew of him, but didn't know him. And Bill was just like, why don't you just come train with us? So we went down and trained with him and all that. And I remember going down there, and Bill said to me, look, if they're going to split us into 2 groups, whatever you do, try and not go into Congo Kev's group, because you'll probably want to leave once you go in there. I'm like, all right, okay. So I started training with Stu. We did just chain wrestling and stuff.
Aye.
So yeah, after a couple hours, they swapped the groups around, and I was with Kev. And I did backyard wrestling, but I hadn't actually been told how to bump properly, right?
Aye, yeah.
And the first thing Kevin Williams says to us is, okay, guys, fall away slams. I'm like, what? I don't even know how to fucking bump yet, mate. So I got fall away slam by Malice.
Fucking hell.
I'm like, this is a fucking mess. And I'm like, nah, what the fuck is going on? And he wasn't very professional. He should have took us through our bumps and all that stuff before going on to moves. And if you're going on to moves, fall away shouldn't be your first move you should be taking, right? Fucking stupid, but whatever. But I remember one time in training as well, this must have been 4 or 5 months into the training. Stu said, the ring's yours, practice stuff, whatever you want to do. And me and Pad, we did backyarding together. We did we've tried doing reverse suplexes and stuff like that. So I thought, I've always wanted to try one off the top, me standing in the middle and him on the top. And Scott and Stu was all like, yeah, try it. They were showing me and all that. Kev was in the corner, he was watching, he knew what we were doing because he heard me saying it. And then as soon as I hit it, Kev started screaming at us. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he's saying oh, you are fucking unprofessional. Don't ever let me fucking see you doing that again. And obviously, I'm not on shows yet. I don't really want to say anything back because I don't want to be kicked out or anything.
Aye, you don't
So
want
I
to rock the boat. You don't want to rock the boat.
So I'm like, he's a fucking piece of shit. All right. So a few months, like I think it was like a couple of months later, I got to debut. I had a few matches, and then I think it was like my third match. I had a match with Kev, and I'm like, oh god, let's see what happens here. So we did a match. It was nothing special. I wouldn't say it was like a bad match, but just the way he was saying, "Oh, I'll do this cross bodies and I'll do this shining wizards," and I'm looking at him like, "You're a little fat fuck. Should you really be doing that? What the fuck?" Right, okay, like whatever. And then there's a bit where I got bumped on the ground. I'm like, I shouldn't be taking a bump, right? But he was insistent, so I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to do it, because he's one of the trainers. I can't say no.
Aye.
And then I spoke to Bill, and Bill was like, just do it and get the match over and done with, So I was like, all right. So can't remember what bump it is. I took a bump anyway, and I'm like, as soon as I land, he just kicked me right in the face, square in the nose. And when I got backstage, I said to him, "Why'd you kick me in the face?" And he goes, "You should have turned it."
Fuck's sake! What a dick!
Oh, like he literally stomped on my face, like a stomp right in the face. I never saw it coming, and I never even got a chance to sell the bump. You know what I mean? I took the bump, and then he went boom. I'm like, and I could feel me like, like when you get so pumped and you're still pumped, and I've got all this energy. I'm like, I could fucking kill you. What the fuck? So I left it. Obviously, he said what I should have turned my head, and I was just like, "Oh, I still want to kill you." He obviously did it on purpose,
Aye.
So I think it was like a year later or whatever. Wrestlezone bought over Wrestlezone from Stu.
Aye.
And or we were close to it anyway. I can't remember if we bought over or not, but there was this thing that everyone was doing on Facebook at one point when they were like, comment below with a number, and I will put up a status on what I think about you. So Kev comments on a number on my status. I'm like, oh, I'm ripping you apart, man. And I basically ripped him apart, and then he private messaged me saying, "Oh, I'm not like that anymore. I just want to I want to help people and stuff like that." And I just said to him, "I'm not interested." And then all of a sudden I was blocked, and I've been blocked ever since. So and he's not changed because you still hear the stories from other guys about what he does down there and how he acts up. And you saw that video on Twitter with the was it a 14, 15-year-old?
The young
where
guy
he just laying the shit into him. It's like
start with an SWE rumbles or something.
Yeah, I heard from a few people that he was he was pretty much just laying the shit in.
Aye.
And he was just beating the shit out of the kid, and it's like this is shit that I've seen before, like in the early days. The way he speaks to people, it's like there's no need for that.
Aye.
So nah, fuck him. Kev's a piece of shit. I'll say it right now. Don't give a fuck. And if anyone, and I remember, Lou said to me, "Would you be interested in working for FCW?" I was like, "Who owns that?" And he goes, "Well, John Young owns it, but Kev does the booking." I was like, "Fuck off! I ain't fucking taking that booking." Or he was going to put me forward for it, and I was like, "No chance." But me and Kev will never step in the ring together because I will never accept that.
Aye. No, again, there's obviously fucking Caleb's working there, and Dynamite and Ryan were meant to be working there before lockdown. But if they're doing this, and the amount of guys if you're on here just burying Kev, there's fucking no danger I'm getting booked in there. Not a fucking chance.
But hey, not everyone has to feel the same way. That's just my perception of Kev. That's how I see him.
Aye.
That's how he treated me. That's how he treated a lot of trainees, And I was just like, no, I'm not fucking taking that shit. So if anyone was to book me and say, "Oh yeah, you're against Kev," I'd be like, "You cannot book me now. Fuck off. I ain't fucking working him. Because if I was to work him, I think it'd be very unprofessional on what I would do, because
just a
he's a piece of crap. There's just so much stories I could tell you about shit that he's done. And it's like, you're just a human piece of shit. Fuck off.
But it's like it's all stuff we heard before. Like again, it's like if it's not you, it's Scotty or fucking like you said, Bill or whatever. It's the same stories. It's like you can't have your own. Aye, that's the thing.
And the thing is, I don't go and think things about someone just because other people think it. You know, like if Scott and Bill hate someone, Mickey or whoever, I might like them. I'm not going to change my opinion just because they hate them. I judge people how I view them, you know, and how I see them and how I interact with them. And for me, Kev was a piece of crap. As simple as that.
Aye.
And you know, I don't know if it's ever been told publicly, but there was this time that Stu was, I think he was hiring the van out to someone down south.
Is that Newcastle?
Something like that.
Him and Kev got in a fist fight. Aye.
Kev got in a hissy fit because he couldn't bring along his girlfriend.
Aye. No,
it's like, mate.
No, Johnny did tell that fucking story that fucking couple of podcasts ago. But aye, he did tell
because Stu is such a nice guy, you know.
Aye. It's
There's
like
no need for that.
Like he's the last person you want to be fuck who or fuck about. It's like he's not got a bad bone in his body. He just wants to fucking help Abdi and raise Abdi up.
Nah, Stu's a wonderful guy. Honestly, I think a lot of me staying in Wrestlezone was to do with Stu.
Aye.
Like the Aberdeen guys, they're nice enough, but like, you know, like when you first meet them and stuff, it's like, okay, I don't want to say the wrong thing in case, you know, piss off someone. So like to begin with, I was quiet a lot, you know, I just kept myself to myself.
Aye.
And then like Stu was just so nice, you know. Like you could be the quietest person in the world and you'll get a conversation out of you.
Aye.
So nice. Ridiculous how nice he is.
He is. He's a good guy.
He is. He's a wonderful guy. Got a lot of time for Stu. And obviously, if we're going about like worst match, right? So Kev, I wouldn't say he's my worst match. He was just a piece of shit. I don't want to ever deal with him again. But if we're going with worst match, it would have to be with Nathan Black. That has got to be the worst thing I've ever done in my life. There wasn't even any botches in it. It was just shit. You know, the whole match didn't make any sense, and he was a piece of shit. You know,
Where was that then?
That was Christmas Chaos 2013. I was in the middle of defending my belt for the were you even on shows then? I don't think you were.
My time. I didn't start training until 14.
Oh, okay. So basically, I'll just say basically the build up was that I left Sterling Oil, and they were building me up, you know, to challenge Stu for the belt at the first Anarchy show.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So like, basically the angle was Sterling Oils was like, you're not going to make it to even the Rumble because we've got a new monster in town, and out comes Nathan Black looking jacked on steroids. Oh, you know. So the weird thing is, first meeting, he was really nice guy. We had that match. I planned that first match, and it was nothing. It was more of an angle than a match, if you know what I mean.
Aye, yeah.
So like, there was no outcome or anything. He just started beating me up with a chair and all that. We did big man stuff, and then Bill said to me, he goes, "So what did you think of him?" And I was like, "He's actually all right. We should take him back. You know, maybe finish this story down the line." Obviously, that's what happened. But the problem was the second time round, that's when Jester and all the Glasgow guys were there. And I'm like, okay, that's not an issue. So I got to try and plan the match. And I could see while I was in the, you know, like how there's 2 rooms in Summerhill.
Yeah.
The little rooms. Yeah. So like Jester's talking away to someone and Nathan Black's like chipping in and he's trying to show off in front of Jester. I was like, I think this motherfucker is just trying to show off for him to, you know, say, oh, look at me and all that shit. And I'm like, are we going to plan our match? And he goes, in a bit. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. So then he eventually came to me And then he goes, okay, I thought I'll do some of this stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. This is supposed to be a big man versus big man match. We should stick to that. He was wanting to do springboards and everything. I'm like, mate, we've got fucking Jamie here. Jamie does springboards. We don't need big motherfucker like you doing that. And then he was like saying, oh yeah, I want there to be a bit where like you whip me off the rope, you duck down, and I'll do an RVD backflip off your back. I'm like,
fuck's sake.
what? I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then he's like, oh yeah. And so I said to him, right, because I'm thinking, right, he's a big fucking guy, he's huge. And I'm like, right, what can I do to him as like a set up for the big boots? I'm thinking, all right, how about the Undertaker Mark Henry spot? You know, like he's doing the 10 punches and I grab him for the power bomb and
All right, yeah,
bomb him up. And he's like, oh no, I've got one better. What about if I sit you up in the top turnbuckle? I'm like, all right. And he goes, and I get up and I'm about to do a Frankensteiner. I'm like, where the fuck is this going? And he goes, and as I go upside down, you hold me, pull me right up, and then power bomb off the top. I'm like, motherfucker, look at the size of you. I ain't fucking lifting you up. I'm fucking dead. So I'm gonna be standing on this fucking middle rope and deadlifting a guy his size. No chance, I ain't doing that. And I was just like, so what I did was I did things in the match where it didn't make me look stupid, and whatever he did, you know, he made himself look stupid.
Aye.
But I wasn't taking anything that would make me look stupid. And he wanted to do technical stuff at the start of the match. I was like, no, Lou's on the show. We don't need that.
Aye.
Lou's going to be doing that this match. And I just remember Lou coming up just with, oh, there's another thing. So like we're talking over the match. I'm like, oh my God, this match sounds so horrible. Right. And he goes to me, he goes, so Jester's coming out after the match to challenge you for the belt. Or no, he's just challenged you for the belt earlier on in the show. And he goes, I think I should do a promo because it makes it look like I'm going to be losing tonight. I'm like, but you are. Like, what the fuck? And he goes, I'm going to do a promo anyway. I'm like, well, you need to clear that with Bill and Scott and Martin, whoever's dealing with it. And he goes, no, it's fine. And I'm looking at him like, it's fucking fine. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He was fine the first time round. So I goes to Bill, I was like, look, he's saying that he's going to be cut a promo, and he goes, he's not. I'm like, I've told him that, and I'm like, I went to him and I was like, look, Bill said that you've need to cut a promo. And he goes, but it makes sense. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just do as you're told. You're booked for a show.
Right.
You know, do your job. And I remember he goes and makes his entrance, and I'm like just standing there, just waiting for my song. And Lou comes over to me and he goes, you all right? I'm like, I looked at him and I was like, this is going to be the biggest piece of shit match I'll ever be in. Honestly, this is going to be awful. Lou just looked at me and started laughing. Like, okay, let's get this fucking over and done with. And then a few months later, Stu came up to me and he goes, W3L had an award show. Like in Nathan Black was going on about how he knocked you out. And I looked at him like, well, what? He goes, yeah, he says that he sparked you and you were seeing stars and your head was all over the place. I'm like, what the fuck is he on about? He's making up shit now. And I'm like, I said to Bill, I would never ever book him again. He's not worth it.
True. Was he a
Fight guy or
a Glasgow guy? Where was he from?
He was a W3L guy, yeah.
Aye.
But it's a shame because you look at him and he looks impressive. He's fucking massive. And yeah, the shit he could do is pretty decent, but it's like, there's no need for that when we've got like a ton of guys that's going to be doing it, right?
But then
it's like
Alpha Male was the same. He had the right look. He just didn't get it.
Yeah. And the thing is, Nathan Black could have been booked in fucking, ICW anywhere, but
Aye.
He just didn't get up there. He thought he was smarter than everyone in the room.
Aye.
Just fucking idiot. An idiot. It's a shame.
Is it?
Steroid fuck. Fucking steroids must have went to his brain that day. Fucking dick. But other than that, I've not really had any bad experiences.
Aye.
I mean, there's been times where I've like had like I botched or someone's botched in a match, but I wouldn't say it's like an overly bad thing we've done. And they're my only two experiences in like what 12 years, so that just shows you.
Aye, it's a bad ratio.
Yeah, but it's good because we've got a good group of guys, and I guess we learn from our mistakes when we book people, and we're like, all right, he's a dick. Let's
Well, you see it. Like the guys will get booked a couple of times, or getting the one come up for one, and it might not be just because they're a dick. It might just be because for whatever reason, but just don't really get thrown a second, and maybe and just you want to see them again. Like Martin says, a lot of it is to do with a lot of guys down the road aren't trained in like the kind of stuff like we're big character storyline kind of fucking shit, and a lot of guys down the road just didn't think that way. It's just that we'll just go to like a spot fest and like that. Our crowd didn't bite for it.
Yeah, I mean, their wrestling's not wrong. It's just what works for them down there.
Aye.
But for us, obviously, we're different. We're character based. We're like our fans know what they want. Like Looking Sharp. He's perfect for us. Aye. He's perfect for like Wrestlezone. I actually like Looking Sharp. I'm a big fan of him. So yeah.
Aye.
That's the kind of people you need.
It is. Like you just look at the guys that they bring back. Like you're saying, Looking Sharp. He's one guy that he's been booked for us before, and they keep bringing him back because he's good and he fits in with the kind of stuff that we do.
And he's still young. He's like 22.
Aye, that was the thing. Like he debuted the same show I did at Cloverleaf.
Aye, wait, was he not like 16 or something?
Aye,
or he just turned 16.
He was 16. He was still 15 at the time. I want to say. And I
was he?
I'm sure I was twice his age. I was 30 when I debuted. And like I'm
Crazy,
sure he was 15. I'm like, get fucked.
And when he becomes your age, how old are you going to be?
Oh, I dread to think.
Oh man, it's crazy. But yeah, Looking Sharp, he's awesome. I really do love him.
Aye,
he's really enjoyable to watch.
Aye, he's good. Like you said, we teamed with him a couple of anarchies, and then like we had a lot of feud with him and Krieger. I enjoyed both them, like working with him or working against him. He's a good guy. Apart from like the time we worked, was it West Hill? We worked. I was me and Archer against him and Krieger, and they worked this thing, and that was when he broke his nose, and he had getting the face guard thing on. Like
yeah, I vaguely remember, yeah.
And he threw a headbutt at me, but obviously he didn't compensate for the extra inch or whatever it was, or 2 inches, whatever how thick this thing was, and just shoot fucking headbutt with this mask on. I was like, fuck.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. No, he's a good lad.
But he's a good dude. But like you're saying, like you ken the goodies because they're the ones that always come back.
Grado as well. Can't get a nicer guy.
Aye.
So yeah, no. It's like when me and when we were at ICW in Aberdeen. Like when we worked that show. As soon as Grado was done his match, he turned around and goes, Big Crusher! Whatever he called it, I don't know if he called him Damien. He came running over, absolute dripping and sweating. Hugged us, and he goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you are here, guy." He's just such a nice guy, is he?
Actually, he's got his thing for everybody because the first time I worked him, we worked a 6-man with him at the Rumble, and that would have been my third match. My third, like I'd worked.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I'd worked.
Do you work with Dave on like 4 matches in or something, or 5 matches?
I was ridiculous. Like my first year, like I debuted at Cloverleaf, I did a run in, then I was in a singles and throws against William Sterling, a singles and Peterhead against Blue Thunder. Then I had a 6-man tag. It was me, Archer, and Johnny Lyons against the Thunder Buddies and Grado. Like I said, in that match, like I said to him, it wasn't even me, it was Bill that said to him, let's just fucking Vago's fucking third match or whatever. And like he said, you'll be fine, whatever. Just take it easy and whatever. Then we had a tag match at West Hill. Was it West Hill? I want to say it was West Hill. And then there was the Union Square where I worked like fucking pretty much every match that day. And then it was Anarchy against Devon. It was like 6 matches in, like 5 matches. Like, what the fuck? Just ridiculous.
Nah, he's such a nice guy. He's got no ego. You know.
Aye.
I mean, what you see in the ring is exactly what he's like backstage with all us.
Aye. Like
Crazy, is it?
He's got time. No matter how high up in the card or how long you be doing it, he's got time for everybody. Like you'll say hello and whatever. But it's just a sign of a guy. He's got respect for everybody, and that's why he keeps getting booked.
Yeah, no, he's a nice lad, like, and everything works for him. You know, like the character. And he's just a really funny guy as well.
Aye.
Like, he's exactly what you see in the ring.
Aye.
It's crazy.
And that's like you're saying with the character. That's why he fits with us, because he's a big fucking character.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah.
Same with Alan. I wish Alan, you know, obviously he's got a family and all that. Totally understand that.
Aye.
If he never had that, he could be big in Scotland or the UK.
Aye, he could work anywhere, and because like
He's so good.
You see it with us, and he's just every match he has is just fucking hilarious, and it's everybody's watching it just to see what he's got to do next.
I just like how many times he breaks people.
Oh, like the last match I had before lockdown, it was me and him in the academy show, and I was broken, and Mikkey was broken. Martin at Malice went ringside were broken. Like the whole lot of us were just fucking done. Caleb was ringside, he was broken. It's like it was just a fucking nightmare.
I can't remember what he said, but I think my favorite one where he made someone break was, I think it was Christmas Chaos, and I think it was Andy Wilde. He said something really funny to him, and Andy broke. I remember that, and it was so fucking funny watching it. And I'm like, oh, I've watched that like a lot of times. I can't even remember what it was he said, but you can see Andy's face just like completely broken, completely broken. Fuck, that was funny. I can't even remember when that was. I think it was Chaos 2019 or 19, possibly.
Would have been 19 we had a 4-way with him. It was me, Ryan, Alan, and Jason Reed.
Oh, was it? Shoot.
I think he worked Alan and Caleb in a handicap in Montrose that year.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was definitely an Aberdeen show. I'll tell you, I think the show was the exact same one where it was me, Mike, and BT Gunn in a triple threat, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, that was Christmas Chaos.
I could be wrong, though. I don't know.
I don't know.
Was it?
Let me say, I've lost fucking track. I forget what year if shows are on. And...
Yeah, I'm sure it was, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe he came out during Andy's match. I'm not sure.
In fact,
honestly, can't remember.
Would it have been the year before, maybe? I vaguely remember working Andy at Christmas Chaos.
I'm gonna have to look it up. Whatever it was he said, it was fucking hilarious, and I'm just like, oh my god, Boy's a fucking legend.
Now I think about it, I'm fairly sure I can which spot you mean, like the bit you mean.
I just can't remember what it was he said.
Aye, it'll be like it could be any number of things. Getting Alan, like he's fucking tremendous. Like he's another. He's like footy's in the ring. He's footy's in backstage. He's just fucking just popping the boys all the time.
Yeah, no, he's without Alan, it wouldn't be boring, but you know, it wouldn't be as what it is.
Aye.
he's something else. He's a character, that's for sure.
Like there was there was word of him winding it down, and I'm so glad he's changed his mind. He's just I keep going. It's like thank fuck, because we need Alan.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he never had that family aspect, I think he could be someone that would be like a Grado, like you know, a heel version.
He could
always loved Alan. I think he's great, and you know, like all the gimmicks that they've thrown at him, he's made it work.
Aye,
you know, not a lot of people could make that shit work, but he did, and I think it's because he's so fucking good.
But that's the thing. Like he comes up, he's got this gimmick as just being a complete fucking buffoon, but he kens exactly what he's fucking doing.
Exactly.
Because like him and Damien have got a lot to do with like my early training because they were the guys that was in the Sunday. For whatever reason they were in a Sunday. I was like, they've got a lot to do with my like early training.
Yeah. Same with me. Helped me a lot
Aye.
during my early stages. I was a really good person to learn from when you're first starting, because I think you pick up a lot of things quicker.
He's another in fact, if he didn't have a family or whatever, he could get booked anywhere. He could have been fucking anywhere he went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a thing, though. Family's more important, right?
Aye, that's it. Family's got to come first.
Before I had kids, I kind of wanted to work all over UK, but and I was going to the gym quite like a little bit like before I had kids, and it's like, like when you've got kids now, you work like full time, and then you come home, and it's like, this could be the bit where I go to the gym and try and make myself look good, but it's like, I'd rather spend the time with the family, because I'll be gone all day, so it'd be nice to spend time with them instead.
Aye. See, I was saying, like, I didn't start till I was 30. Like, if like I've always said, if I started 10, maybe even 5 years earlier than I did, before I had fucking kids and I was married and I had a mortgage and whatever, I would have took it a lot more seriously than I did. But I'm right now, if Wrestlezone's LLID until I'm finished, I'm happy with that. It's fine.
At least you still got to try it,
Aye. Like, look, fucking, like you're saying.
You actually got to wrestle a match in front of people.
Six matches in, I'm working fucking Devon in front of 1,000. Come back the year later, I'm working Carlito and fucking Hurricane. It's like, just fucking mind blowing. Like, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I mean, like, not a lot of people get to like live out their dreams, when they're young. Like any wrestling fan always thinks, oh, I wish I would love to be a wrestler. You always think about it. You always like kind of fantasize about it. I mean, I remember in primary school, I used to like, me and my mates, we used to like put like all our jackets and make like a ring.
Nice.
In the playground. We started doing moves to each other, and it's like, it's crazy, but like, if you're a wrestling fan, you always want to do it.
Aye.
And at least we've had the chance to do it, even if it is, in front of like 50 people in a small town hall. It's still good. Aye. It's still cool. It's a good feeling. It's awesome.
It is.
So, yeah. It's pretty sweet.
It's like you said, like, when we speak now, we're like 8 weeks away from doing it all over again. And see that first show back's gonna be a fucking riot.
Yeah. What do you know what they're doing with the show? Are they like, is it going to be full capacity, or are they spaced it out? It's going to be limited.
As far as I've worked out,
you heard anything?
If I spoke to Bill and Thunder, as far as I can make out, they're not running it like as full capacity as they would in a normal northern show. So
okay,
there is a cap. I don't know how much the cap is, but yeah, there is. It'll still be capped, and then like the guys will be told, again, it's up to yourselves if you want to do the fucking hand clapping, but nobody goes in the crowd, and they got to try and avoid getting outside and working outside the ring as much as possible.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate all the fans, but I ain't doing no hand clapping. No offense. I don't know where your hands have been. There's a few of you, if you haven't washed your hands, and I end up, I don't know, it might not be COVID again. I might just get like shitty germs. I don't want that.
But yeah, like
I'll just avoid that for now.
As far as I can make out, like they're doing the right thing as usual. Try to be safe as they can be and keep up being the right thing.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do.
Aye.
I mean, we'll have to think about each other first.
I think they're going to try
about our families and stuff.
Make sure everyone's fucking double vaccinated and can get tests like a week out and a day out or whatever of the shows or whatever. A day from the shows, just to make sure everybody's keeping in the fucking clear and whatever. But like I said, they're doing it the right way, like they usually do.
Yeah, nah, it's better than fucking half of these people that were planning shows like fucking what was it, June or something? Or
it's like fucking like saying SWE, like Tier 0 was like the Monday, and then they had a fucking show on the Friday. It's like, So you've had, even if you've had the guys fucking, aye.
I didn't even. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of keeping out of tune with everything, so I didn't know that.
No, like
I know we've got that chat, but I've not really.
aye.
You know, like I open it up and I'm like half dopey, and I'm like, okay. You know,
But no,
no, I didn't even know that. It's pretty fucking
the Rana showing
weird.
fourth on a Friday night, like the kind of tier 0 that Aaron was, the lockdown was finished on the Monday. They were on a show Friday night in Forfar. Just ridiculous.
Fucking ridiculous, is it?
It's
fucking
like
horrible, man.
Like there's like me, guy. I mean, Scotty probably was speaking about that. He's like, well, if you're getting at guys like that's for Monday, you maybe got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So even if they're in every night, that's 4 nights training before a show.
That's crazy.
But you think, well, if they're throwing a show that far, they're going to be at it. They're probably been at it after lockdown. Like,
you know, they're lucky that someone never snapped their fucking neck doing that shit. You know, if you've not done it in ages,
that's the thing. It's just
fuck that.
Just you can be rusty as fuck, and it's like you. How are you going to be?
I mean, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard enough to think that, you know, when I come back, I'm not going to have that much training, but fuck, can you imagine that? Just going back and not having any training.
But like, how many, like, even if just say they had 4 nights training, how many of the guys on that show would have been in every night? I was like, there's maybe guys that have been in 1, maybe 2 nights, and then they're on a show.
Yeah.
It's like, that's rough, like.
It's SWE for you, though. They're just a pile of fucking shit arses.
It's just, they just want to be in there before SW. That's the thing. It's just this fucking one-upmanship that's like, it's like.
They're as bad as each other.
Aye.
Fuck them.
Did you ever work for SW? Or were you just.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Aye.
I did. Yeah, it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't really want to. Like, I left before any of the other guys because I was the first one to leave up the Wrestlezone guys because I privately messaged Braveheart and Chaz, and I was like, hi, Chaz the pedo.
Is that the paedophile, Chaz?
Pedo, everyone. Yeah, the one with the missing. Yeah, fucking pedophile. Piece of shit. But no, I messaged them and said, look, I'm not looking to get more bookings. I'm happy with where I am.
Aye.
And realistically, it was like, because I knew that the fucking place was a shithole. Don't really want to work with people like. You know what I think really set me off? I think it was because one day Braveheart put out a post saying, "Oh right," they asked me if I wanted to work a gala, and I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then they put up a post that was like Braveheart versus Crusher Craib, and I'm like, "Nah, no chance." No chance. And I already worked with him in a tag team match, and that was fucking horrific as it was.
Aye.
Yeah, like, I probably haven't told that story to you, but when I worked a tag match with him, it was me and Bryce Stevenson versus, like, him and Braveheart and Claymore.
Aye.
And me and Stevenson was like, right, let's go see what we can get out of them. And we went to Braveheart and we went, so do you want to plan this match? And he goes, oh no, I've got a shit memory. We'll just call it out there. I'm like, mate, we've never worked with each other. What the fuck?
Aye. You need to let's say some sort of framework, guy.
We didn't even have a finish. And it ended up, here's me undefeated for like a year on the roster, and here's me tapping out to Braveheart. No one knows about that. Yeah, Men in Black Flash, no one heard that. But I was just like, and it's not an ego thing. It's just like, that was so stupid, you know? Like,
aye,
I don't mind.
Why build somebody up for that much just to throw it away?
Yeah, it's just like, they're shit. And they don't know what they're doing. And Braveheart was fucking horrific. And this is a guy that was supposedly training in fucking Bret Hart's dungeon.
In the dungeon,
Fuck off.
Just nonsense. Bullshit. Fucking
idiot. No, I was just like, I'm not interested in working for shit like that. So I messaged them both. I was polite, you know, at the time, because we weren't at, you know, all war between Wrestlezone and all that. But I was polite. I was like, I'm just happy where I'm at. I'm not looking for any other bookings. And Braveheart never messaged me back. And Chaz was like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, okay. Thank you, pedo. But But
like,
yeah, no.
it's like fucking like Aspen says. It's like anybody who's ever worked with them or worked for them has done infinitely better since they stopped working for them or working with them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would never ever go back there. I mean, the only way I'd ever go back is if like one of the Wrestlezone guys would go back, and if I was working them.
Yeah.
But realistically, I don't want to be in the same room as them.
It's like
It's just
you look at far they've got left now, it's just the fucking dregs. It's just the shite that nobody would ever fucking touch. Like, I did decent ones, gave them their due, the fucking jump ship and the worker SW, and hopefully they'll get a better fucking go at it there than they did at SW.
yeah.
But, like, it's just
It's a shame because
shite and just kids and like shite.
It's a shame though, because you'll see some of them that's like, fuck, they've got potential,
Aye.
but they're with them.
It's
You
like
know,
it's like
You need
Aspen.
to go somewhere else.
Aspen was telling me fucking Jack Morris came through SW. I didn't get that. I was like, holy fuck. How
Did
can
he came from SWE?
apparently? It's like, how can somebody that
Yeah,
good come
yeah.
through that fucking shite?
Fuck, didn't
Aye.
even know that. That's the same with Jason Rotunda. You probably haven't seen him before, have you?
I'm aware.
Like in any of our videos.
I'm aware of him. Yeah.
Well, early on in Wrestlezone, he was training with SWE, but then he ended up going down to PDW, and he learned how to get better.
Aye.
And he was so much better when he got away from them. He just never had much character work, though.
Aye.
But no, it just shows you, like, being with someone like them, it doesn't help you because they're people that are, would you call them self-trained? Like, self-trained? Like, who is Braveheart being trained by?
Aye. He claims it's a dungeon, but let's be honest.
It's not.
He stood inside the dungeon, took a fucking picture. He wasn't trained by fucking Stu Hart or fucking any of the Harts.
But before SWE started, who was he trained by? Like,
Aye.
no, none of us really know. And we'll never know because he'll just fucking bullshit as always. So, yeah, I think he's self-trained, and these people, like Braveheart, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Aye.
Thinks he does.
Just kind of got
But
away.
he doesn't. He's just an idiot. Fucking pro. Fucking. I mean, wasn't he? I might be wrong because I don't really look on Facebook and all that for gossip and shit. But wasn't he the one that never paid Bret Hart?
Allegedly, no.
Like, or
Was
something?
it Bret Hart or was it?
I think it was Bret Hart.
I might have been.
Because
Yeah.
I remember Drew.
He
I remember
never
Drew
paid.
McIntyre mentioned it.
Aye. He never paid China. I get that.
I'm pretty sure he never paid Bret Hart.
But aye, no, that sounds familiar. I don't know. So it wouldn't have surprised me.
I might be wrong, but I don't pay attention to the whole internet shit. I kind of went, like, since whole lockdown and all that, I've not really been on the internet and all that shit. I'm
Aye.
kind of, every time you go on, it's some negative shit, negative fuck.
Just a cesspool.
Fuck yeah, like, you know what? I wish we were back in time where, like, don't get me wrong, a lot of technology is awesome, right? Fucking awesome, but I wish I was still like in the late 90s when I was a kid. Like when you didn't have like the internet
Aye.
and shit, and you had to create fun for yourself.
56K.
Like, majority of these teenagers nowadays, they're all just like, oh, I'm on the phone.
Aye.
It's just like, the fuck, you just don't know anything. You don't know how to do anything for yourselves.
Aye. Chatting to your pals
No.
online. It's like, no. See, if when I was a kid, if you want to chat to your pal, you had to go and chat his fucking door and see if he was in. And if he was in, you were fucked. You just had to go roam the streets to find him.
Yeah. Man, that was that's all I did when I was a kid. Just out in the streets, fucking
Aye.
playing about with all my mates. It's like I said, technology is amazing, but it's like a lot of kids just get wrapped up in that shit now, and
Aye.
I like to tune out now and then with social media because I just think the majority of times it's just all negative shit.
Aye.
You know?
Just, especially for this fucking this speaking out thing, it's like a lot. It's been diluted that much. It's just folk with fucking vendettas now. Just
Yeah, don't get me wrong. The women that were obviously what happened to them, fucking cut the balls off of whoever did that shit.
I know. Like I said,
these people that are
to start with, there was some serious shit and stuff that you'd heard rumours of here and there. But by the end, though, it just got diluted to, I've got a grudge against this guy, so I can get a couple of steps up the ladder. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, and it gets to the point. It gets to the point where if you're talking about it every single day, it's like, are you the bully now? You know, are you the one being the bully here? Because I'm confused. You're going on about it every single fucking day.
Aye.
You know, it's just like there's no need for it. The people that were accused, the people that were, you know, what happened to them, the real victims and stuff. I feel sorry for them, and you know, hopefully whatever happens, I hope they get some kind of, you know, like peace with it. But these other fuckers they're just making up shit on the fly just to fit in.
Aye.
You know, remember I sent that thing in the group chat about the little fucking boy that started trying to call me a bully in training?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Aye.
It's like I've never bullied anyone in my life, right? And this motherfucker is fucking trying to call me a bully. But the thing is, it was nothing to do with Wrestlezone. It was a totally different story. He was like older and he was messaging my sister talking about fucking things that you shouldn't be.
Aye.
And I lost my shit.
He was told to fuck off. Aye.
Yeah. So like my partner, right, then, well, like now, but we were at her house and her sister ended up going out with him. And I'm like, I ain't going to be in the same fucking house with this motherfucker.
Aye.
And she came to the house and I was like, no, I'm not being in the same house. He can fuck off. He messaged my underage sister. He can get the fuck. And shit went sideways. You know, I just told him to get the fuck. I'm not interested. There was no form of bullying because, you know, like if I wanted to, I could have done something. I didn't. I just didn't want to be in the same room as him.
Aye.
But it's fuckers like that try and make like that speaking out movement about them. You know, they try to get like, oh yeah, I have a story, but you really don't.
Aye,
You're just being a piece of shit.
Just narrative. It's like, get fucked.
Yeah, it's fuck off. You know? You're just shitting on the victims as well, you know, like these are people that actually struggled to type that, you know.
Aye.
People that, you know, some people didn't want to come out with that shit, but they did. And you know,
hopefully we've got like, again, there's still fucking some left. There'll always be some fucking left some way. Somebody will book these.
Of course there will be.
But hopefully they've got rid of fucking most of them. A lot of the fucking worstings anyway. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah.
And again, by the sounds of speaking to Scotty and Bill, like Scotty says, we're boring as fuck up the road, up in Aberdeen. We just do our shows if we get him again. Like we've no fucking, there's no dirt on us. But the sounds of it, they're just gotta keep with the fucking, can just do a roster of guys, no bringing anybody in for just now. We just do the same as what I've always done, just keep our noses fucking clean.
Yeah, we've got no rapists in our company apart from like maybe Dougie's van. Do you remember Dougie's rapey van? Have you ever been in it?
No. I did.
Me and Lou were in it, and there was all these tools in the back, and it's like, this is all tools for a fucking mission. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was so weird.
Why have you got the tarpaulin sheets and the shovel in the back, Dougie?
I remember Lou picked up this thing, right? I know what it was, but I just was like, oh my god. Lou goes to Dougie, what is this? And Dougie goes, oh, that's what do you call them? You know, the stuff that you wipe the breast milk off of. You know, like for the baby, you know, like if they're puking, like the breast milk. So Lou's picking up this fucking breast milk blanket. I couldn't stop laughing. I think it was Lou anyway. I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, just I didn't touch anything about a Dougie's van. It's no for touching.
Yeah, but other than that, we don't have anything like that. You know, we don't have bullying either. Like people like rib each other and shit.
Aye.
You know, but that's all we got. We're fucking some motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, we're just there to fucking help each other. And that's the way it should be.
Like I said, fucking the rest of us have always done things the right way, and it's
I like the fact that none of us have got egos, and
Aye.
you know, it's just like, right, we could tell each other, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe do that, but you know, at least it's not like, all right, I'm not going to talk to you. You know,
Aye.
I mean, I don't do that unless it's like a newer person, but I'm just kind of keeping my distance, like we spoke about earlier.
Aye.
But I just like the fact that even though we're not all best mates, you know, like I've got my group of mates that I'm like really close to, and
Aye.
like I get on with everyone else, but at least we have that, you know, like we're all one team.
Aye,
You
that,
know,
like you
all
said,
help each other.
you're not gonna be best mates with Abdi, but like there's
Exactly.
nobody there that's staying like, aye, he's a prick. It's like Abdi's a good guy.
Yeah, everyone's good. You know, and that's the way it should be. And if there's people with an ego, then you know,
Aye.
I mean, Wrestlezone ain't the place for you. You'll get chewed up and spit out.
Aye, that's the thing. It's if you've got an ego, you just want to last.
Nah, you just won't. You wanna. That's kind of like what happened. Well, it never really happened because it kind of sucked up to them. But Jimbo, you know, he had that ego, but
Aye.
he was kind of in with the boys. You know, he was like always up their arse. So
Aye.
you know,
It's
he knew what he was doing. He wasn't stupid. Okay.
yeah, we've gone off on a very serious tangent there.
I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest.
So, like you were saying before, you're a big movie guy, whatever. Like,
yeah.
I can you're a big Terminator guy.
Oh yeah.
So tell me, why is Terminator 3 the best Terminator?
Fuck you. Get the fuck right. Ending this call now. Fuck off. Terminator 3 was horrible. No, Terminator 2 was the best. Terminator 2. Terminator 3 was horrific.
It was fucking.
It was just.
horrible.
I mean, I think Scotty really likes Terminator 3, and I'm like, why? I might be wrong. I'm sure he told me before he really liked Terminator 3.
Right.
I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, everyone's entitled to what they like, but fuck me, Terminator 3 was horrible. What the fuck are you on?
See,
I
just didn't like
What were
Claire.
you saying?
Is it Claire Danes? It's in that.
Claire Danes, yeah.
I just don't like her. She
yeah.
annoys me. Just her face, just like that's what ruined it for me. It's like, fuck off.
Do you know what I hate about like that, right? It's like I really hated the guy that portrayed John Connor in the third one, that Nick Stahl.
Aye, because he was a pussy.
He's a good actor, but I just don't think he was right for it.
Aye.
You know what I mean? You're not John Connor. Fuck off. Look at him and it's like, aye, he's the soldier that saves the future. What the fuck?
Nah.
No chance. Right? And I hate the whole like changing the narrative. Like, okay, like in the second one, it's all about John Connor. He's going to be the future. All this, and then the third one is like, oh no, we're going in a totally different direction. It's going to be a woman now.
Aye.
Like, what? Why? Feminist shite. Fuck off.
Although saying that, I did enjoy the newest one where they brought Sarah Connor back. Was it Dark Fate?
Dark Fate. I liked elements of it.
I did enjoy that.
It was good. There was just some things I didn't like, but I hated the fact that they killed off John Connor and created a whole new world.
Aye.
And focused it on two other women. It's like, okay, so this is a feminist movie now. You know, you're doing the same thing with this like you did with the Ghostbusters remake, the fucking Men in Black remake. You know, it's just like, why do you need to do that?
Aye.
If you want to do a female movie, why not just create something new?
Aye.
You know? Don't fucking ruin that shit. But I must admit, I really like the villain in Dark Fate, the Rev 9.
Aye, yeah.
You know, I loved how he could touch metal and transfer himself over. I thought that was fucking cool. He was fucking badass. I liked him in it.
It was like an extension of the fuck, what is it? T1000 for Terminator 2.
Oh,
it was like a jump for that. It was like, yeah, like he's by far the best Terminator villain. Like as much as Arnie was good in the first scene, like he was flat. Like the second, he was far better. Like
I remember that. Like I swear to God, I must have seen Terminator 2 over like fucking hundreds and hundreds of times.
Aye.
I remember at one point I used to come home from school, and the first thing I would do is put in Terminator 2 and watch it. Like I just went through a routine. I don't know if it was OCD. I watched it every single day. It got to the point where, like, you know, if you watch a VHS for too long, it starts getting the lines up and down the screen. This video looks fucked up. Okay, I'll buy a new one. Here we go. Got there too. Put it back in.
Because you're a few years younger than me, but like you would have been like the era of like the 80s, 90s action movies where you're watching them far younger than you probably should have been.
Oh man! Oh, see, when I was like 8 years old, I was watching Freddy Krueger, right? And like my mum didn't know about it because I was at like a friend's house, and he was like, "I've got Nightmare on Elm Street. You wanna watch it?" I'm like, "What's that?" He goes, "Oh, it's Freddy." And I'm like, "I've heard of this. Let's put it on." And so I started watching it. Like, what the fuck? This is cool, but like like when you're like a kid and you're like going to bed, it's like I'm away to sleep. That's not good. What if he appears in my dream? You know, I'm like a little 9-year-old or 8 years old or whatever age I was really young. And I remember going to my bed and my mum found out that I watched Freddy. So there was one time she came running into my bedroom while I was like, you know, like when you're almost asleep. And she goes, "Freddy's under your bed." And I jumped out of bed screaming. I was like, oh my God.
Like I was never.
But yeah, I watched everything I should have.
Aye. Like I wasn't a big horror film guy, but like I was saying, like big action, like I was all over like your 80s, 90s act, like Arnie's and fucking Stallone's, your fucking Van Damme, all that fucking shit. I was all like Kickboxer and fucking Rambo and
Van Damme. Oh, I there was a point when, you know, like it's my OCD. But when I was younger, I used to collect every single movie of one actor at one point. I'm like, I'm going to watch every single one of their movies. I'm going to buy everything. And I bought like all of fucking Van Damme's movies and watched all of his 90s stuff. And, you know, like, have you ever seen Stallone's very first movie?
Possibly. I can't remind that off the top of my head, but if you remind me, I'll possibly get there.
Well, he did this movie to make money for Rocky, I think. I think that's what it was. He only earned like $500 for it. But I was like, oh, what's this? Okay, right, I'll buy that. It's called Italian Stallion in the UK, but like the proper title was Party at Kitty and Studs.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. I might have seen
it. Right,
once.
Okay. So I bought it and I'm like, okay, I'm getting to see a Stallone movie. Here we go. Fucking action part. Roll my hands. I'm like,
is that the one that's like a semi-porn film?
Semi-porn.
Aye.
You see everything. I'm like, I did not ask to see Stallone's dick. What the fuck is going on here? And there's a bit where like, it's like the bit, just start with the woman's like rubbing her boobs. She's like, oh, I'm missing them. And I wish she was touching my nipples. I'm like, what? And then it like cuts to him with his like long hair. He's like running across the field with this like really like 70s music. I'm like, what is going on? And he's like running down the street and he's like runs up the house and then like he rips his clothes off, slaps her, throws her on the bed and jumps on her and starts having sex. And the camera zooms into his ass cheeks clenching. I'm like, what? What the fuck is going on here? Here's me thinking I'm waiting to see an action part movie. I'm getting to see Stallone's dick. Fucking horrible. Aye. And then there was a bit where like they invite friends over and they're like standing in a circle all holding hands butt naked and Stallone's willies go like that. I'm like, oh my God, I need to turn this shit off. What the fuck? Fucking horrible.
It's tremendous.
And that's 70s, so they all had massive bushes. I'm like, oh my God, I can't see anything.
I just never but dick. That was all you could see.
Just saw this thing coming out the forest. They're like, what the fuck is that? But no, yeah, I was the same, man. I was a massive Arnie fan. I used to love his Terminators, and I love Predator. Predator is one of my favorites.
I fucking love Arnie. It's fucking,
yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Right, here's one for you. What's your top 3 Arnie films?
In order, or like just pick 3?
You can do it either way you want, but yeah, top 3.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is gonna be all right. Obviously, we'll pick Terminator 2. Obviously, that has to be in there.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna have to put Predator in there.
Right.
No, the third one's gonna be hard because I try to think. I don't want to make a mistake here because there's so many. Oh fuck! I can't pick because. All right, let me think. Right, there's True Lies. There's a Razor. There's Commando. There's Kindergarten Cop. There's Kids, and there's Junior.
Commando is the I will argue this to the fucking death. Commando is the best Arnie / fucking action film there has ever been.
Yeah, I love the villain in it. You know the guy with the moustache as well.
Bennett. Like it's got
fucking awesome in it.
It's got over the top explosions and kill. It's got like an insane number of fucking just Arnie killing folk. He's got other one-liners. Like I'll never that is the perfect 80s action movie. And I will argue this.
I'll go for it. Yeah, I'll probably agree. There is other movies that are just good as well, though. You know, like I like The Razor. I don't think a lot of people liked it, though, if I remember right. I don't think it was a big hit. Or was it?
Razor? Change it. Oh, no. I know Razor. Yeah, aye. No, I enjoyed that.
Or
I was getting mixed up with Running Man, but yeah, no, The Razor, yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah, The Running Man. I recently watched an older movie of his, Red Heat. Him and James Belushi.
Aye.
Where he's like the Russian cop. I'm like, okay. And then there's a bit where he comes up with a nappy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, funnily enough, I watched it not long ago. It was on Netflix. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Yeah,
that's the opening scenes. They're in the sauna, and he's just beating folk, kicking away the window. I was like, no, I have seen this before. I remember this.
Yeah, no, it's so badass, isn't it? But yeah, it's the same as Stallone. I really like Stallone.
Aye.
I like a lot of his shit as well. But I liked Van Damme as well. The one guy I just never ever really liked was Steven Seagal. It was like,
he's
so boring.
He seemed like he was trying too hard. That was the thing.
I think the thing that annoyed me was he always used his hands. I'm like, go use your feet for once, will you dick? I don't think he could do it.
Yeah, no. Seagal was another. I'm the same. Like Arnie, Stallone, and Van Damme was your top 3.
Okay, I've got one for you. What's your top 3 films of Van Damme's?
Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and Time Cop.
Oh, yeah, Time Cop's in my top 3, man. One of my favourites.
Straight on. Nothing about that. There you go.
I would say, for me, it would be Kickboxer, Time Cop, and the very first Universal Soldier.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Oh, no, that is good. That's a good shout.
Dolph Lundgren's amazing in that. You know, when he actually knows who he is and he's fucking hunting him, and he ends up having this necklace full of ears. I'm like, that's fucking amazing. That's fucking awesome.
Oh, that's a good shout. I've forgotten all about that.
But then they had all the sequels, and I'm like, I'll try and forget them all because they're all shite.
The second he wasn't too bad. The second he was Goldberg.
Well, wait a minute. There was a Universal Soldier 2, but it never had Van Damme in it. It had Matthew Broderick or someone else in it. Matthew McConaughey, maybe, but it wasn't Van Damme.
Don't know.
I
just remember one with
Universal
Goldberg.
Soldier 2 and 3. Yeah, that was Universal Soldier: The Returns.
Aye.
They never titled it, so it was technically the second one to Van Damme's, but there was a second one. Without Van Damme.
Yeah, no.
It was horrific.
I put them out of my mind. If Van Damme's not me interested, just fuck off.
Yeah, the one with Goldberg was quite funny. That was the one with when he was trying to hit the spear on him all the way through the movie.
Aye.
There's a bit where Van Damme, he comes out a lift, the lift opens and Goldberg's there and he's like, he tries to run at me. Van Damme pulls himself up and he hits the fucking elevator and he goes, I hate that guy. I'm like, all right. Fucking great movie.
I fucking love that.
Most people won't agree with us though. That movie was not it.
It wasn't.
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that destroyed it. It was. Yeah, I liked it though for what it was.
I just like.
But I'm saying that I'm the guy that likes fucking Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Everyone hates it.
Oh no, fuck it! I'm all for that. That's tremendous.
It's a fucking. Do you remember it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking honestly, that movie's been slated like the worst Stallone movie ever. I'm like, I fucking love it.
No, that's fucking tremendous.
It's a bit where like he's like, you know, like he's like I can't remember what it is. There's like a shootout or something, and he comes out the building, and his mom's standing there with like a bag of nappies and like talcum powder, and he goes, "Mom, what are you doing?" She goes, "I need to change you." And then the camera zooms down, and he's wearing a diaper. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's a dream.
It's like,
and he's like, I don't want to be changed, and he's like shooting. That movie's great. Or like, you know the bit where she's like washing his gun. She's like, "This is the way we wash our gun, wash our gun."
Singing to me
like,
song.
what the fuck? That's a great movie. Bradley never even knew about that movie, and I sent him it. I don't know if he's watched it, but he's like, "Oh, I need to fucking see this movie now."
He'd better watch that. I'll fuck it. You chase him on Wednesday, like that.
Stop or My Mum Will Shoot, man. That honestly, to me, it's a very underrated movie.
Yeah,
not highly rated by anyone, but I love it.
That was when like Arnie and Stallone were doing we're trying to do some comedy stuff. So Arnie was doing Kindergarten Cop and Twins and Junior.
Yeah, I watched an interview on Stallone as well about because like I'm a big movie mark, as you know. You know, like how like you love your music.
Aye.
I absolutely love movies, so I'll watch interviews and read interviews. And I watched one with Stallone where he was like, "Yeah, he hates Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Stallone hates it, right?" And I'm like, "Fuck you, Stallone. It was amazing." But he said in an interview that apparently his agent contacted him saying, "Look, we've got a script for this movie, and they're wanting to get Arnie. So maybe you should take." You know, like when they were having
I remember reading this.
And apparently Arnie was like fucking trying to get it over to Stallone so Stallone would take it. And it ended up being a fail for Stallone. Like, oh, that is fucking hilarious.
Just remember him at this point.
Yeah, I also read at one point as well that Stallone and Arnie, do you know they were originally they were supposed to be the two guys in Face Off instead of Travolta and Nicolas Cage?
I didn't get that.
Yeah, they wanted to get them two, but you know what happened? Both of them didn't want to be the villain.
Of course they didn't.
They're like, "I don't want to be the one getting killed from him. I'm better than him." They just fell through. I read up on it. I'm like, that's fucking crazy to think that. That would have been a totally different Face-Off movie, though.
It would have been nice.
Explosions everywhere. Classic Arnie and Stallone movies. Fucking Rambo and Commando style. None of this fucking like John Travolta saying, "Oh, I missed that face."
That would have made it like a million times better.
The only thing that would be weird though is right, like if they had got Stallone and Schwarzenegger, they would have had to make Stallone look like the same height as Schwarzenegger.
Aye, that's the lie. They're nowhere near the same size. Like Stallone's not a small guy, but he's not Arnie.
Well, Stallone's 5'9", and Schwarzenegger's like 6'2". It wouldn't work.
Aye, but like even at his muscliest, he wasn't anyway near the same size as Arnie.
Exactly. It just wouldn't look right, would it?
Aye,
we'd have to add like definition on the Stallone, right? We'll give him muscles as well. Like what? I'm. What you said?
I'm saying I could sit here and speak about 80s, 90s action movies all fucking day. I'm all for it.
Yeah, well, it's like I say, I looked up some pointless shit on movies, and then I also looked up who they were after for the very first Rambo movie, and they were wanting Clint Eastwood for it.
Aye.
Could you imagine if Clint Eastwood did Rambo?
That would have been a very different movie.
Yeah, I don't think it would have worked.
Nah.
I mean, Clint Eastwood. I actually really like Clint Eastwood. I'm a big fan of. Like, I've watched all his '70s stuff and all that.
You might
I actually like Clint.
the first one you might have gotten away with. Any of the Rambo following that, it wouldn't have worked with Clint Eastwood, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't see him as Rambo. It's weird to think that.
Like looking back at some of the stuff he's done, like some of the army stuff, you could kind of see where they're going with it, and you could get away with it to an extent. But it's like I was saying, like anything like Rambo 2, 3, I couldn't imagine Clint Eastwood doing any of them. It's too over the top for him.
Yeah. I think at that point as well, I think he was just getting a little bit older, you know. It's like it's a bit physical, that one, you know. So I think he's seen his best days. But, yeah. I'm a big fan of Clint though. I really like his movies.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember the monkey movies? Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can.
Left Turn Clyde.
Fucking amazing. Fucking love that movies. But I was brought up with it with my mum because my mum was, you know, obviously we're Schwarzenegger fans, but she was like a Clint Eastwood fan. So when I was a kid, I was always watching his shit.
No, my
movies to me were amazing.
My granddad was, well, not so much that, but like he was a big fucking Western fan. So he got all the old Western, Clint Eastwood and John Wayne and everything. These old fucking Westerns.
Yeah.
They're just tremendous.
Yeah. Always like Clint Eastwood. I like his Dirty Harrys and all that.
Dirty Harry was good.
I love Dirty Harry. Apart from the last one. The last one was shit.
What team was that?
Deadpool.
Deadpool. No, that wasn't good. No.
And that was also the very first movie that Jim Carrey was in.
Was it?
Yeah. You go back, you'll see him. I'll tell you what, actually. Jim Carrey, like the story was that there was a killer and he was killing off celebrities. And Jim Carrey was one of the celebrities. And he was a singer, and he was singing fucking Welcome to the Jungle.
I'm going to have to go back and watch this. I don't remember any of that.
Look it up on YouTube. He's standing there going, Welcome to the Jungle. I'm like, what? That's fucking Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Like, he gets killed.
I don't remember him. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. That's... Right. So we're back again. So we have technical difficulties.
Yeah, but just needed a pee. I just needed a pee. And my battery died. So yeah, no.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
We've no idea where we were. It was something about films, but with that kind of how far we got.
Yeah, it was something about Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, somewhere through that line.
Jim Carrey being in a Clint Eastwood film. That was as far as we got.
Yeah, he was in the Deadpool. It's weird. Yeah, I didn't even know this until my mum mentioned it to me. I was like, no, he wasn't. She was like, yeah, he was. So I watched it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
he's got long hair in it.
Like I've seen that a couple of times. I don't remember Jim Carrey being in that, but obviously he must be. So
you probably didn't even. You weren't even looking. You know, like when you see some movies and you see some actors and you don't know them at the time. And then you watch a movie later and it's like, wow, they're so good. Wait a minute, they were in this. You know, it's kind of like one of them situations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like I said, I could sit here all night and speak about 80s, 90s action films. I'd be out of it, but
they were the good days. Before CGI shit as well.
Like,
oh man,
see when they brought Expendables out and Expendables 2 over us, I was fucking all over that.
Yeah, I loved all three, man. Oh man, honestly, see the first one, it was much better because it was just rated 18. Everything was just more violent in it. But yeah, that movie was sick. You know, Stone Cold broke Stallone's neck while filming that.
His neck?
Yeah, Stallone's got 2 metal plates in the back of his neck because of Stone Cold.
I did not know this, or I don't think I knew this.
Like I said, man, I'm a movie researcher. I look up all my shit. But yeah, no, apparently Stone Cold broke his neck while filming it because he was a bit too intense. He apparently told Stone Cold, yeah, you just lay it in.
Just lay it.
You don't tell Stone Cold to do that shit.
Disney asking twice.
But I love that movie. I went to the cinema to see that. The only downside was I was like at the front, and you know, I hate the front of the movies, man.
Yeah.
I was just looking up with my neck up. I'm like, oh my god, my neck is broken. It was a great movie.
I was like it for the year it came out. It didn't fit the films that came out that year. It was like just that nostalgia, like these old guys coming back. It's fucking good.
Yeah, I love the second one as well as with Van Damme as the villain. That was amazing. You know the bit where like the guy held up the dagger and he just fucking jumped and kicked the dagger at the Hemsworth's chest. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's the way it's happened. The only thing I didn't like about that movie though was you know like when it came down to the final fight and it was Stallone versus Van Damme.
Aye.
And it like lasted like a minute.
It was it was a letdown.
I'm like, what?
Just for that.
I actually wanted Van Damme versus Statham though, rather than Van Damme and Stallone. I was like,
yeah, it's
like Statham could have matched Van Damme, you know. But yeah, it was what it was. Partly Van Damme designed that fight for the movie. So
yeah,
that was shit, Van Damme.
That's a strange one. You beat himself over more.
He did one spin kick and then Stallone killed him. Like,
yeah, just
what?
No, I thought he didn't have much of a shine there.
Oh man, such a letdown. But yeah, no, I like Van Damme in it. I like Mel Gibson as the villain as well in the third one. He's pretty good.
Aye.
I read like last week or something that there's apparently a spin-off of the Expendables happening now. And it's going to be based on Jason Statham's character.
All right, okay. That makes sense.
Partly it's called A Christmas Story because his name was Lee Christmas.
Aye, yeah. No.
But anyone reads that title, they'll be like, "Oh, a nice family Christmas movie."
just explosions and killing guys and aye.
Yeah. If there's another Expendables though, we need the Rock in it. We need the fucking Rock in it.
Yeah, like he's never in these days though. That's the thing. It's like,
yeah, but you go the totally different way with him. Make him the villain.
I just heal him up. You know? Aye, no, that would work.
Yeah, I think he would be fucking amazing as a villain. Like I love heel Rock, so yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, and it would work like the size he is now. It's aye.
Yeah. I did read that they were after Hogan for the fourth Expendables when they were planning it a while back, but obviously it fell through and stuff.
Hogan?
I don't think. Yeah, Hogan is the villain.
It's a weird thing. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like fucking hell. Like it must be like 70 now. It's like, calm down.
Stallone just wants that return match for Rocky.
Just get Kevin Nash in there. That's what we need. Kevin Nash.
Yeah, Kevin Nash, man. It'll be a good show. Yeah. He's been in quite a few movies as well, Kevin Nash.
Aye. He was in the original Punisher movie. Was it Punisher?
Oh, no, it wasn't the original. It was the Thomas Jane one.
Was it the second one? Aye.
Yeah.
He was the Russian.
Yeah, the blonde-haired Russian.
Aye.
I fucking remember that now.
And he was
also in...
I was saying he was super shredded on the Turtles.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Cat was still on. But yeah, he was also in John Wick. Have you seen that?
Yeah, no, he was, yeah.
He was the bouncer in it. Remember he was shit scared of Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? The size of him. You can kill him. Yeah. Is there any wrestlers you think from like WWE or AEW that you would like to see in a movie? You know, like who would look cool in a movie?
I like wrestling today.
Or back then, you know.
That's what I say. I didn't really watch. I watched
any wrestling this year. I don't really watch anything either.
Nah, it's like I watched night one of WrestleMania. No, Night one of WrestleMania. That's the only wrestling I watched this year. Apart from like we did some training calls, watching the rain stuff, but that's like the only proper wrestling I watched. Apart from like clips on Twitter or whatever. But yeah,
I think the only one that would really stand out to me would be Roman. You know, Roman, he'd be an okay actor.
If he's running like Wyatt. The kind of Wyatt would be, yeah. That's a good shout.
Yeah. You know what? Even Brock Lesnar as a mute, I don't want him speaking and put him in Expendables.
Aye, just basically with this with Heyman, just dag him a speaking role, just him just kill guys. Aye.
Him versus Stallone. Holy shit, he would eat Stallone.
Just make another Universal Soldier with Goldberg and put Lesnar in it. It'd be fine.
Well, I mean, it'll probably be a lot different, but yeah. Yeah, that would be something else. But oh man, you can't beat the 80s and 90s. You know, like I remember, like I watched a Sharon Stone interview, and she said that. Did you ever see the movie where her and Stallone, The Specialist?
I vaguely remember it. Yeah.
James Woods was in it. He was the villain.
Yeah, aye.
And there was a bit where like Stallone's holding her hands, and there's like explosions going on in the background. And she was saying that when they were filming it, when you see her like screaming she's like jumping and this shit, she says that wasn't acting, that was really her, because it was real explosions that they were putting off in the background. Because Stallone was like, no, we need real explosions. Like,
of course he does.
I love Stallone. None of this CGI shit. Let's get the real shit up. But yeah, no. Yeah, man. 80s, 90s was the best.
It was. Although I do know you're a fan of a certain movie with Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bronson.
Oh, man, Bronson. If you've never seen it, you need to see it just to see why I like it. It's just ridiculous. I remember.
It's good, like.
Have you seen it? Yeah.
Aye, yeah.
I remember like having it on my watch list on Netflix for ages. I'm like, it looks like this kind of thing. It's got to be boring, and it'll just be like, you know. Like, all right, I'll give it a watch. I swear to God, I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Like within the first 2 minutes, it's like, holy fuck.
It's a bit where they put him in the nut house, and he like wakes up and he turns around and someone's shitting on their hand, and then they look at it and then they're like this. I'm like, fucking eating shit. And I made Bradley watch it, and now all we do is call each other a cunt.
Aye. It's something you couldn't get away with when you were on Billy's podcast, but fill your breach while you're here.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm a cunt all the way through, man. But that movie was fucking something else. I mean, that was his first big break, I think.
Aye.
Yeah. No, Bronson was something different. And it wasn't like it was like high in production. It was a low budget movie. Yeah. I think they shot it really well. Apparently, I read a story that Tom Hardy went to meet the real Bronson in jail. And apparently when he first met him, Tom Hardy hadn't worked out for the role, so he's kind of scrawny.
Aye.
And when Bronson looked at him, and he goes, ha ha ha, you could never be like me. Get the fuck. And then apparently, like, I don't know, like 6 months later or something, Bronson, Tom Hardy revisited him in jail. And when he started speaking to him, he started speaking to Bronson as Bronson, like he was acting like him to him.
Aye.
And apparently Bronson was so impressed, he shaved off his moustache, put it in an envelope, and sent it to Tom Hardy. That's what I read. I'm like, that's fucking stupid shit, that. But yeah, no, I quite like Tom Hardy. He's probably this generation, you know, that I really like.
Aye. No, I like the one he did with the Craze.
Oh, legend.
When he played him, aye, he was both the Craze. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I said before, like, if you put that movie on for anyone that didn't know who Tom Hardy was, You would think that was two different people.
Aye.
He did it so well. It was like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, he's really good. I like him as an actor. I liked him as Bane as well in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And he's just so iconic with the voices as well.
Aye. I know you're a big comic book guy anyway. Like I was never a massive comic. Like I like my Marvel movies, but I was never a massive comic book guy when I was a kid.
Yeah, no. I think like when I was brought up though, I was just like I always had comics in the house, and I had Batman comics and
Aye.
fuck. I remember being in nursery and remember reading like Banana Man. Do you remember Banana Man?
Banana Man, yeah.
Little comic books of Banana Man. The little kid that eats a banana and becomes like a big superhero.
Banana Man and fucking Super Ted.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I'm a big fan of superhero stuff. Like I love like the DC stuff, like Batman and all that, because it's a little bit more darker and gory. I do like Marvel, but I think like with DC, it's more like gritty. I think that's why I like it better. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I've never got into, like the run of Batman films that is it Nolan? He did them.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
three he did. I liked them, and then like when they were running like the kind of Justice League stuff, I just never got into it. Like
the newer ones.
Like Aquaman and Wonder Woman, I could never get into it. I was like, nah, it's not for me.
It's a hard fit to get into. Like, I mean, I think the problem with that is they rushed it. You know.
Aye.
They tried to do the team up movie to try and catch up with Marvel. It's like, don't do that. Do other backstories before you do that. So they kind of rushed a story together, and it was like, all right, you know, you're not going to go anywhere. You just rushed the shit out of it.
Aye.
Yeah, that is what it is. But I am looking forward to Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I think he'll be a bit darker. So yeah, let's see what happens.
I did read something about the other day. Is the Riddler that's in that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aye.
See the guy that's playing him, he's not really a big actor, but if you watch him in some of the things, I swear to God, you know how Heath Ledger played the Joker, he was amazing in it, right?
Yeah.
I reckon this guy, Paul Dano or Dane or whatever his name is, I reckon he'll be as good as Heath Ledger was as the Joker or better.
Aye.
He's such a good actor. It's ridiculous how good of an actor he is.
It was someone along those, basically what you just said there. It was someone along those lines I read just the other day there. Because I remember it popping up about the Riddler. But yeah.
Mm. Yeah, some people are saying that this movie is more like a horror movie than an actual.
That was that was the other bit that I read. Yeah,
that could be interesting.
Yeah,
and apparently Batman's what is it you call it? Narrating.
Yeah.
Speaking over it. So we've never had a Batman movie where Batman speaks over it.
Yeah.
So it'll be different. And the guy that's directed these ones is him that did the newer Planet of the Apes movies.
All right, okay. Aye.
So if you like the newer Planet of the Apes, you'll probably like this.
Aye.
It's pretty good. So I reckon it'll be good.
Hope so. Like generally, but like I'm saying, I like the DC stuff. Like I've always liked Batman stuff. I can get into that bit.
When it goes, yeah, I know what you mean. Batman and Superman, they're the two that are good to me. I like them too. Yeah. I think what DC's got over Marvel though, you know, obviously Marvel's more successful right now with their movies because it's more based for kids. So kids are going to watch that more than DC stuff.
Aye.
Right. But with DC, I think what DC's got an advantage over is they've got better villains. Their villains are more iconic and it's just more grittier. It's more adult orientated.
Aye.
I would say nowadays.
Nah, I agree with that.
You can't beat the villains in DC. Like you've got the Joker, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, you know, Lex Luthor.
Aye.
Marvel doesn't have that many great villains. They have like Green Goblin. Who
Yeah,
else?
you can have your Spider-Man like villains, but they were never like massive
Yeah,
villains.
exactly. And I think that's what makes DC interesting because their villains match their heroes.
Aye.
But yeah, everyone's got their own taste, though. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah,
It's just mine. I prefer DC. I'm a DC boy. Even though I've got this like Marvel banner as well.
That's good.
Thanos and everyone in it. I got that for Christmas. I mean, I do like Marvel, but it's just I'm more of a DC guy. But yeah.
Nah, that's
I like all kind of shit though. I'll watch anything.
Aye, like I fucking say that. I'll spend half the fucking time looking through Netflix, look for something to watch first, and then just end up watching Commando again.
Commando.
I'll just fuck it, Commando's getting on again.
Yeah, you can't beat a classic Arnie movie though. It's fucking awesome.
I think there's a handful of films where I'm kind of just flicking through channels. I'll see them on. I'll think, nah, I'm biting up now. Like Commando's one of them.
Yeah.
The Warriors is another one. Like Warriors is my top.
I forgot about that movie.
Warriors,
that's a good movie actually.
It's like my top three. Warriors and fucking Commando are my.
It would be good if they did a reboot of Warriors.
Aye, it's due one. Like,
something.
At this point, it's like fucking like 40-year old or whatever it is. It's like somebody
like
should
all these movies they fucking reboot nowadays. You would think they would do that one.
Aye,
there's a good one though. But yeah, is there any reboot movies that you prefer over the original?
Now you're asking. Well, I tell
you get heat for this.
Yeah, I could. Ghostbusters is one of them because I could never brought myself to watch the reboot, the Ghostbusters.
I watched it. It was fucking horrific.
Like
I will never watch that movie again.
Like I can I'm a big Ghostbusters guy, and I can I'm not as big as Scotty is, but like I was mentioned it to him, I was like, I just kind of bring myself. He's like, nah, you should watch it. Like you'll get at least some new touches in it. I just kind of bring myself to watch it. It's just because again, it'll be bad.
It was bad. I didn't like it.
But yeah, as far as reboots are, I kind of think
it's hard, is it? I would say my one would be It. I know a lot of people like the original, but I preferred the newer one.
Yeah, I've never seen the newer ones. But then, like I said, I was never a big horror film guy anyway, so it's not something I'd watch in the first place. But
yeah, it's just the opening scene though. It's just sick. It's like at the start, like Pennywise is down a drain, and he's telling the kid to come over and shit, and then he fucking like rips the fucking little boy's arm clean off, and the little boy's in the fucking on the ground like dragging himself. And I'm like, what the fuck is like a little 8-year-old missing arm now? 2 minutes into the movie, the boy's arm's ripped clean off the socket. Like, okay.
Oh no,
there's a lot of bad reboots though.
There is. Like Total Recall is one of the worst things I've ever. I love Total Recall, but see the reboot, it was fucking horrible.
Colin Farrell's one, yeah.
It was just dog shit.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what? I know a lot of people hated it, but I kind of liked it because they did something different with it. They didn't try to follow the same story. It would be RoboCop. Did you see the RoboCop reboot?
Yes, I did. I didn't think it was as good as the original, but yeah, it was different.
No, it wasn't.
It was good. No, I did enjoy that.
I like the fact that they didn't try to copy the original.
Yeah.
Like how he had in the original he only had his face.
Aye. And then
in the new one he had like his hand as well.
Aye, yeah.
And then like obviously in the original he had no memories, but in the new one he had all his memories.
Yeah, but it was just No, like I said,
it wasn't as good as what it could be, but you know.
It wasn't as good as the original, but it wasn't horrible. Like I did enjoy it at the time. Like,
yeah,
but that was another one I put off for a while. Watching it because I was thinking it's not gonna be anywhere near as good as Robo. Like they're just it's can't
it
be
never will be, man.
because you looked at it.
Here's a question for you. Here's a question though. What's your favorite RoboCop movie?
See, it's always the first one for me.
Is it?
It is.
I prefer the second.
Like
I like Kane in the second one. You know, the big fucking machine.
I do like the second one, and like even the third one I think is pretty good. But just like no, the first one's still the best one for me.
I wasn't a fan of the third one. That's the one when he had the fucking flying jet, is it?
No.
And he took his hand off and I'm like, oh no, come on.
No. Like I said, like I got because at the time, like I was still fucking a kid when I saw it. And I was like, oh, look, it's flying RoboCop. Like looking back now, it's like it doesn't age well, but yeah. But no, it's still the first one for me.
Yeah, no, the first one's awesome though. It was quite violent for its time. And do you know what I thought was weird? You're kind of like what, 4 years older than me or something? I'm 33. You're 37.
So yeah, 4 years.
Right. Do you remember when you were younger when RoboCop came out? They took out all these RoboCop toys. I'm like, now that I think about it, it's like RoboCop was a rated 18 movie. Why the fuck did they have toys?
Yeah, same with Terminator. Well, I had Terminator toys when I was a kid. Like it didn't make any sense.
It's weird. It's like they're coming out with all these toys. I remember I had a fucking big RoboCop. You press the middle of his belly, and he said his like his quotes.
Hey,
I'm like, what the fuck?
I say, I dead or alive, you're coming with me. It's like, hold on a minute.
Man, if you put a toy like that down to like one of my kids now, they'll be like, ah.
I just think that like I wouldn't dream of showing my kids half the stuff that I saw when I was at their age. Like, nah.
Well, yeah, I'm the same. Like, I wouldn't want any of my kids seeing any like anything now. Like, like right now I'm going through The Walking Dead. Because I've been like 3 seasons behind or something, and they're coming up to the finishing off this show. So I thought, well, I'll get back into it, but like, I'm like to the kids, you don't want to go up and play the PlayStation 4, so because I'm wanting to watch something, you can't watch it.
Funnily enough, I'm doing exactly the same. Like I got as far as like season 6 maybe, and I just lost interest in it. And then I saw there were like the final season was coming out, so I started again. I got up to season 4, but then in the hospital. Oh
yeah. You should get past season 6, man, because that's when Negan comes into it. He's so good.
In fact, well, Negan was going to be when I watched it the first time. So what was that? Season 7, maybe.
Season 6. I think he came into it at the end of season 6, like the last episode. When they were all on their hands, all on their knees.
Yeah, no,
they had the baseball bat.
Yeah, no. Well, I saw that, and I saw the season after that. And then
how sick was that when he fucking hit Glenn with a baseball bat?
And his eyes hanging out.
I was like, holy shit! For a TV show, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like sorry, what you saying?
No, I'm just saying. I'm the same. I'm the same. It's like I just would. Like I got so far, and I was like, at this point, it's just repeating itself, and I just lost interest in it. And then I saw it was like the final season. I was like, I'll go back and watch it again just to.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like there's like shows I've gotten into in the past that's like I've got to season 2, and then like years later it's like, how did that show end? I didn't really think much of it, but now I need to go back and watch it.
It's like
it's OCD. Like I need to know what happens at the end.
It's like Breaking Bad. Like I watched when that first came out, I watched like the first couple of episodes. Like, this is garbage. This is shite.
I'll be honest with you, man. I hate Breaking Bad.
But
I don't like it.
I went back and watched it recently. I thought, nah, it was alright. Like it wasn't amazing, but it's like it filled some time to watch something.
The only thing I don't like about it is everyone rates it like the best show ever, and I'm like,
nah,
no, it's not. You see better. It's boring. Nah. It's just a guy cooking meth and dying of cancer. What the fuck? Yeah, it was okay.
But like you're saying about like I hate to watch it to the end. Lost was one of them for me. Like I got really lost to start with, and then it got It got so far out, and so it was like, but
The supernatural shit.
at that point, I was so far, I was like, I need to watch it just to see how it ends.
Yeah. You know, I actually really loved Lost. I thought Lost was great.
Yeah.
You see, when they started doing the whole like smoke monster,
Aye.
I'm like, you've just taken it and turned it into like a completely different thing now.
Like the fourth or fifth season, it just kind of went off the rails. It was like, I don't know, man.
Or, you know, like, do you remember the bit like near? I think it was near the end where like they went back to the island,
Aye.
but then the island disappeared. I'm like, what?
Aye.
I'm so confused. What's going on?
At this point, you're just making it up as you go along. Let's be honest.
Yes. But yeah, I would say like one of my favorite shows was Prison Break. That's what got me into TV shows properly.
Never seen it.
The first 2 seasons were good, but after that it was shit.
Aye.
Because like, what else can you really do with Prison Break, right? The first season was about him breaking out his brother. Then the second season was about them being on the run, right? And then the third season is like, oh, he's went back to prison. Now his brother's going to break him out.
Aye.
Now the fourth one, they're working for the government. I'm like, oh my God, fuck off.
It's like It's like I was a massive 18 fan when I was a kid, and that was exactly the same. Like the first 4 seasons or so. I'm sure there's 5 seasons, but I'm sure that like the first 4, like they were on the run for the government, and then the 5th season they were working for the government. I was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah. Did you like the movie of that?
I did. I enjoyed it. Like, I think
I thought it was all right.
I still maintain the boy did Murdoch did like a spot on Murdoch, the kind of South African guy. He was in District 9. Like he was like the spot on update of Murdoch. I wouldn't have had Bradley Cooper's face. He's too big.
Yeah. What did you think of Liam Neeson? Or no, the other guy.
Rampage.
The guy that
Rampage. Quentin. Aye. I
Jackson.
Jackson. That was it. Aye. That's what I was like. I was going to say Rampage Jones, but that's nice. He's a wrestler. But yeah. Jackson.
He was all right.
He was. Yeah. He did. Like how can you?
Right.
You can't be another Mr. T. That's the thing. There's only one Mr. T.
I was thinking that like he was never going to be able to replicate that. Other guy would be able to.
Nah, you need to do something completely different with that because you can't just be another Mr. T.
And the thing is, Mr. T just brought so much intensity with that character. It's like no way anyone could touch him with that.
Nah,
no one. But yeah,
I did enjoy. I thought that was a great movie.
Like, yeah, no, it was good.
It was like
I enjoyed it.
It was like a throwback to the old 80s, fucking 90s action movies. Just shitload of explosions and fucking shit blowing up. And it's like, all over
that. Yeah, nah, man. 80s and 90s was the best time period. It really was.
It was.
I mean, I do like movies nowadays. I do like updated, like how they do, like graphics and stuff now. I'm not a big fan of CGI shit though, because you can see right through it. Yeah. Some of the times, but
that's the thing though.
I'm a movie man.
It might look alright at the time, but then you look back, like, it goes on in 10 years, and you're like, I look shite now.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, like when you watch something back in the day, and it's like, oh, these graphics are amazing. 10 years later, oh my God, they were so shit.
Aye.
Like the PlayStation 1, when that first came out, it was like, I remember when I was a kid and I got that, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like some futuristic shit. Aye. I looked up on like some of the old games recently. I'm like, oh my God, that's so fucking horrific.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Some of them are bad, like I went like Tomb Raider. That was the first one I had for the PlayStation. And you look at the time, you're thinking, holy fuck, again, this is as realistic as graphics are going to get. I was like,
do you remember when you were walking around their mansion and the old fucking butler just followed you everywhere?
Aye, you lock him in the freezer.
Yes.
Everyone.
I think everyone did that. Everyone did that.
In you come, lock.
It sounded like an old pervy guy following you.
Aye.
Like, what? Get away.
Yeah,
He always seemed to manage to get to you as well. It's like, how did you get here?
You've done a million jumps through the hedges and up the walls, and oh, there he is.
They were great games for his times, though. But did you ever play any Sega or like Nintendo?
I was a big Sega guy. I was always a Sega guy, like Mega Drive.
Both.
And then,
like
and a
Sonic
buddy
and Tails.
Aye,
Fucking love that game.
Fucking Sonic. The big one for me was always Streets of Rage.
Oh man, Streets of Rage 2. I like the Streets of Rage 2. The second one,
by far the best game Mega Drive ever produced.
Yeah, no, that was a really good game. Like, I've actually got that for the PS because like I got like my daughter's got the Mega Drive collection.
Aye.
And you can play it on the PS, and it's like Streets of Rage 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Aye. No, my kids play it. Like, I've showed it to my kids, and they go fucking mad for it. Like, I bought even the fourth one came out was that this year or last year? Streets of Rage 4. It was out recently anyway. I don't know how recently it was, but I remember it being out recently. And I had the kids play, because you can play that like up to 4 players. So it was me and the 2 kids playing it, and it's just, I was like, this is good. I enjoy this.
It's awesome, isn't it? I just like the way, like, you know, like the things you're fighting, the way they like walk towards you. It's like, it's so cheesy, but it's fucking awesome.
Because like we've got a Switch, and like the oldest thing she plays like Animal Crossing and Mario Kart, whatever. But I'll put on the Xbox and be like, look, here's Sonic and here's Streets of Rage and Golden Axe, and this is all the shit you need.
Yeah, man. I fucking loved Sonic back in the day. Sonic was awesome. I also liked the original Mario. Mario was awesome.
Yeah, see, I was never a big we never had Nintendo when we was a kid. Like all my buddies, we had Mega Drives, Sega, so like I never saw Mario till like much later.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, it's good.
I was quite lucky because I had both consoles, so I got the best of both worlds there. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would prefer Sonic over Mario though. I definitely would. Mario was good though.
It is like I've since gone back and played them, and it's like they're good, but it's no Sonic. Like it's no, they're no Sonic.
Yeah, can't beat Sonic. I even liked Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles was a good game.
It was.
Remember that one? You can't. You know what I liked about the old school stuff as well. You couldn't like get any cheat codes or anything like what you can nowadays.
Aye.
You know, you had to be fucking good at it to fucking complete it.
Aye. In fact, I'm sure I've still got Mega Drive games I've never completed. I've never finished. I'm sure that.
Fucking.
In fact,
do you not think that games back then were harder than what today's games are?
In fact, the one off the top of my head I could think of was Incredible Hulk for the Mega Drive. Never finished it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like after I want to say 4th or 5th level, it was just fucking solid. And it was just, I'm never finishing this.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger as well, like I used to like Resident Evil. I used to like playing those games. The original. I just remember one where like you've got the brother and sister, and they're walking through this hotel, and then fucking Dobermans jump right through the fucking window.
Aye.
And I remember I used to fucking jump. When I first started jumping, I was like, what the fuck?
Aye, no, every fucking time it got you. It's like, you can, it's coming. It's like, fuck. But no, I remember I had I had Resident Evil to start with, and I finished it. And then I got one of this, what the fuck were they called? Game Genies or Game Sharks, what they were, the one that plugged into the back, it had the codes on it.
Yeah.
So you I could start Resident Evil with if it was a minigun or gatgun or what it was. It's like just you're gunning through the first couple of levels. Like, fuck you.
They were the days. Can't beat the old days. Much better than what you get nowadays. Don't get me wrong, the graphics like for the shit nowadays is good, but I don't feel like there's as much content anymore. You know, for like the PlayStation. Like I've got the PS5, and there's not really much that you can buy for it.
Aye.
It's like there's not much of a selection. Everything's been done to death now,
Aye.
So it's just one of them things.
It's like, aye, here's Grand Theft Auto 5 again. All right, very good.
When's the next one coming out? I'm waiting. Fuck's sake, I've only been waiting since, when was that one up? Like 2014?
Something like that. It's been a while.
13? What? It's been years, man. We're due one now. Fucking fed up with it.
Like in fact,
waiting.
I finished on 2 consoles. That's how long it's been out.
Yeah, I've actually finished the story twice as well. It's fucking yeah, man. Here, you know the guy that played the guy in the game, Trevor.
Trevor, aye. He's in
The Walking Dead.
He's in The Walking Dead and he's in Breaking Bad.
He's such a. You know what? It's funny because he looks exactly like him.
And he plays the exact same character in everything he's in. It's tremendous.
Yes. He walks exactly like that character in the game. I'm like, how the fuck is this happening? They must have just video captured him.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, we're just gonna keep you looking like that as well.
Yeah. Just the crazy, like, aye, that's him. Aye, Trevor.
Man, I love Do you remember the old GTAs? You know, the one where it was looking down?
Aye, the first 2. Aye.
Like satellite view.
Aye.
Oh man. Do you remember the super bikes when you would just go speed it? It's like I can't turn the corner, it's going so fast. You just go boom.
No.
Man, they were fucking awesome.
Because I remember I bought the first one without even knowing what it was.
Yeah.
Like I bought, because it was about Christmas time. It was Christmas for my birthday. I had money to spend anyway. And I bought the Grand Theft Auto and I had a copy of the official PlayStation magazine and it had the demo on it.
Uh-huh.
So I had no idea what it was. I was like,
oh, I remember demos back in the day in the magazines.
Demos, aye. That's how old I am.
Hey, I'm just as old, man. I remember them. Fuck. They were great.
But yeah, like you said, the old ones, they were good. Like I still think the first 2, but like Vice City is one of the best ones.
You know what? I've been saying it for ages. I wish they would just, like they've came up with the Resident Evil 2 game, but like remade it for the graphics to look better. I wish they did it for Vice City. Like revamp it.
Aye.
I think that would be amazing because, like, you look at the GTA Vice City graphics, it's like, wow, that's pretty bad. For bad. Because I'm used to what I'm seeing now, it's like, wow, that boy looks like fucking something from the Hills of Eyes.
Aye, and he kind of swam. Just as soon as you go in the water, you're dead.
Fuck, I remember that. Yeah. I like San Andreas as well. San Andreas was a good one.
Aye, that was. It was different.
Do you remember where you had to, like, if you wanted him to be like muscular,
aye,
you had to make him work out every day?
Aye.
I remember I found the cheat codes. I was like, okay, make him muscular at all times.
Oh, see, we're speaking of the A-team. My guy just looked like Mr. T. Like I had the mohawk and the beard and just the big massive guy in chains. I was like, no, my guy's just Mr. T.
Fuck. I remember tweeting to Mr. T once and he never got back to me. I felt so sad. Remember when I did the mohawk thing?
Yeah.
I tweeted to him saying, oh yeah, I did this blah 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 blah. Never got back to me. I was like, oh well, fuck you.
Aye. You should have mentioned God or your mother. You would have got straight back to you then. That's all he's about these days.
Well, that whole mohawk deal, I got that from Rocky. I remember because it was the lead up to me and I go, I need to do something different. Like, what can I do different? Because I like to change up my look every now and then. I'm like, right, what can I do different? So I thought, right, how about a mohawk? And I was thinking, what can I do that'll be a little bit different, so it just doesn't look like an average mohawk. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute, I love Rocky 3, Mr. T. Oh my God, I could have the side bits here.
Aye.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. I was like, right, I'm going to get the Mr. T haircut. And I go to the barber and I'm like, I was showing him the Mr. T. I showed him the Mr. T picture. I was like, make me look like this. So he's like, okay, boom, 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 I get it done. And I go back home and like messages me because I told him, yeah, I'm going to get mohawk. And I messaged him saying, yeah, I've got a mohawk. And he goes, oh, show me. And I sent him a picture. He goes, ha, I've got one too. I'm like, you motherfucker. What the fuck, man? So like we both wrestled each other and we both had mohawks, but he never had a mohawk before that. He decided to get one. I'm like, motherfucker, that was my deal. God.
See, I had a mohawk years ago, like when I was probably fucking 16, 17.
Yeah.
Up until like my mid-20s, I used to have one. I used to dye blonde and just I wasn't it.
Like a punk kind of style, yeah.
Aye. Like every like used to say again, like I was always a big metal guy, whatever. It was like it wasn't it? It was Mr. T. I just didn't hear the side bits because I couldn't, like at the time, like early 20s, I couldn't grow a beard. I just looked ridiculous. Just the wee chin, but like the new metal fucking chin fucking beard. That was all I had. But like the mohawk, that was it was just Mr. T. That's what it came to.
I'll be honest with you, I will never ever go back to that mohawk stage. It was so fucking hard to maintain.
Aye.
You know, I'd rather just have the bald head and I could just shave it, you know.
Aye.
Whereas with a mohawk, you had to pull the hair to the side, and it was so fucking hard. And it got to the point where it was like the mohawk, I clearly wasn't getting to the bit where it was shaved. So like as time went on, my mohawk went wider and wider and wider. I'm like, now it just looks like I've got a fucking massive like bit here, just bald here. Like, what the fuck? Just awful. I'll never go back to that. Ever. Honestly, it took me like an hour because like I had to shave around it, like get around it. Like, well, obviously, you know, I could have went to like a barber, but I couldn't be arse spending all that money every time just to touch it up.
Aye. See, I used to get my mum to do it, just because we had clippers, just fucking just shaved, mark it even eat all day.
I remember like my mum had clippers as well, and I remember I used to be a big like football fan when I was like late 90s, early 2000s.
Aye.
I'm not a football fan anymore. I couldn't name you one football player from today, but I was a massive Ronaldo fan. You know, the original Ronaldo from Brazil. I fucking loved him. I was like, I love him. And do you remember when he had like the little front hair?
Yeah, just the fringe. Just the fringe.
I was like, Mum, I want that. And I had that for about 2 months, and I was like, right, I need to shave this fucking off. It looks horrible.
Yeah, like I didn't do there, but like a lot of guys at school used to say, "Aye, you like Ronaldo."
Yeah, I was a massive Ronaldo fan. I was such a big fan, and yeah, I remember like I think it was like a year after that. It was like I think Eminem was starting to get big, and I like metal music, but I'm the kind of guy that I don't have a type of music. I like anything, you know.
Aye.
But when Eminem came out, I was like, okay, he's different. I kind of like his shit. And then I started listening to all his music. It was like, yeah, he's fun. He's funny. And then there was one time I was like, right, I'm going to dye my hair just exactly like him. I was off on holiday from school. I remember that. And I dyed my hair. I looked in the mirror. I was like, no. Clipper all off. It did not last a day. I was like, no chance. But no, yeah. I like with music though, I like I said, I don't really have a type. I remember when I was like 15, I used to have a paper round, and I think at that point I would just listen to a lot of like metal music. I was like a big fan of Iron Maiden. I used to listen to a lot of them. But yeah, I'm not the type that goes to label myself, if you know what I mean.
Aye.
I like anything.
I'm predominantly a metal guy, but like I've got a fucking like if you look at my Spotify, like there's all sorts of shit on there. There's fucking like James Brown and fucking Neil Diamond and all this fucking weird shit. You wouldn't think a metal guy would listen to. It's like weird.
Well, same with me. Like I like Iron Maiden. I like Guns N' Roses. I like a little bit of Metallica. But then I go from that to Johnny Cash. And then I like Slipknot. I like Linkin Park. I like Limp Bizkit. And then I go to Eminem. And then it's like Papa Roach. I like Papa Roach. Like I said, I don't believe in like labeling myself. There's a lot of people that just like label themselves like, oh, I just like this music only. It's like, I like anything. I like I like a little bit of Michael Jackson. I like Queen. You know? I like everything.
Right. So since we're kicking right, it's like getting quite late now.
I know.
We'll wind this down now. So since we're in the music thing, like I'll finish with one last question. I always gasp.
I think I know what this is. Is this the middle act in your main event
Yes.
in your beginning?
If you're
I've been thinking about this since I've heard it.
Right, here we go. So you're putting together your dream gig. So you've got
Right.
an opener, a mid-card, and a headliner. You can hit any band for any era, alive or dead, broken up or still together, whatever you like. It's your gig. So
Okay, I'll ask you something first, right? Out of everyone you've asked this question, who gave you the worst?
Connor,
Connor, what
your
did he
tag
give you?
partner. Fuck, I've got me head. It was Beyonce was his headliner. Ariana Grande was in there somewhere, and there was somebody else I can't think of. Adele, that was his other one.
All right, okay.
So it's not necessarily bad. It just wasn't my taste.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. I've never been to like a gig. This is weird. I've never ever been to a gig in my life. I've
Not
never
one.
been to a festival. Not one. I think it's because like when I was younger, I was always focused on spending my money on going down to England and seeing WWE shows. I've
Aye.
never ever been to a gig in my life. It is on my bucket list, but I've never been to one. Sad, is it?
It's weird. I've never met anybody that's never been there. Like I get like even just one.
I've never been to one gig, man. Never once. That's a bit embarrassing, but you know, we'll
Like,
live with it.
Yeah. We'll need to fix that.
So, yeah, like I said, see, when I was younger, when I was like a teenager, all I thought about was wrestling. That was everything to me. And whenever like they were like, "Oh yeah, wrestling's coming to Birmingham, Sheffield, Manchester," I spent all my money on that shit. Traveled down, spent my money on hotel rooms. That was my thing, you know.
Aye.
So yeah, that's where all my money went to when I was young. So yeah, so I don't know what makes a good like you know, like a beginning, middle, and main event for a gig. I don't know what would make sense.
Like,
so I'm just going to go with things I like. So I think the main event would have to be Iron Maiden, but I've heard they're amazing lives.
aye, they are. Like I've seen them a few times. They're good, and they've got a new album out. In fact, this we record this. The new album's out tomorrow, so I can only imagine they're going to be touring next year. I would imagine.
Is Bruce Dickinson still with them? Yeah.
Yep. Still like the six of them: Dickinson, Steve Harris, Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, Nico McBrain, and the other one I can't mind his name.
Oh,
Yannick
I didn't
Gers.
even know they were. Like I said, I'm so out of touch with everything in this world now, apart from movies. So yeah, I'd say Iron Maiden. So this has got to be hard. Okay, so who would be my opener? It would have to be someone exciting to get the fans going.
Yeah, I spent some thought into it. Like that's what Connor did. Connor put, although like his gig with my taste, he put some wrestling psychology behind his gig. Like,
okay, right. Before I get to the opener, I'll put Johnny Cash in the middle.
Right,
I think he would slow things down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get how gigs go, but I'm treating this like a wrestling match. So this is the heat. Johnny Cash is like slow, so you'll take it down, slow you down for the main event. So Johnny Cash in the middle, Iron Maiden at the end. Who would be a starter?
Yeah.
I put Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses. I don't know how they are live, but
Yeah. I've only ever seen them once, and it wasn't like Guns N' Roses. It was at this point it was just Axl Rose and the guys he'd hired to replace Slash and Duff and the other guys.
Wait a minute, is this like if we were doing our dream gig now, or like when they were in their prime?
Oh, you can pick any era band, so it could be for back in the day. It's fine.
Okay, I'll pick them in their prime. So that's all them in their prime. All them in their prime.
I mean,
I don't know if that gig would work.
In their prime.
I know Johnny Cash would be sitting there like, what the fuck am I doing with these two bands?
I mean, Guns N' Roses in their prime are probably going to be late, so everyone's got to be late. Like, your gigs, they finish until like 3 in the morning, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, no, I loved Iron Maiden. I think, like, when I was younger, Iron Maiden was the band I always listened to.
Aye.
So I'd put them as the main for me. Yeah.
I'd go with that. Like I said, I've seen Maiden a handful of times. I've seen them a lot of fucking times. I've never seen them do a bad gig.
Yeah.
Nah.
See, this is what I mean. I've never been at a gig, so I don't know if any of these guys are good at gigs.
See, we need to. That needs to be fixed.
Sorry, man. I am good. I've said this for ages. I need to go to a gig, but I've got so much things that I'm. Like when in life, obviously we've got families and all that. I've got shit that I need to pay for, but a gig is something I need to do. Definitely.
That's the thing.
It's on my list.
I haven't been a big gig guy for a few years. So since the Burns have come along, so I'll just see 7 this year, 7 next month, in fact.
7.
So it's like 7 years I haven't really been at that much gigs.
Yeah.
But see,
that's the thing though. Kids take you away from it, do they?
But
all your attention goes there.
Like lockdown's over. Like I've got 2 in November, and I've already got 2 lined up for next year. With the possibility of getting a festival. I'm just going wild.
Where about you going for
it? I'm thinking about Bloodstock. It's doing Derby kind of way.
All right.
Me and Scotty and Martin and possibly Dickie are thinking about festival next year somewhere.
I might have to come with you just so I can say I've done something.
Aye. I'll just be fucking chaos. I'll be on just doing on the train, fucking 4 days of fucking madness, and then back up just hungover as fuck. It's all you need.
Yeah, it's ridiculous though that I've never been at a gig. I can't even believe it myself. But like I said, wrestling was like everything to me when I was a teenager. It was like, all right, I could go see this, but I'd rather go see wrestling.
Aye, that's the thing. You were spending your money elsewhere, so wasn't it? But yeah,
I was stupid when I was a teenager though. I would spend like fucking 500, 600 pound on front row tickets to like live television. I look back at it and I was like, you stupid fuck. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's when you're young and you've not got responsibilities. That's the thing to do it. Just
yeah. I was one of our fans back then. Like sadly, like, I want an autograph. I'll just stand out here all day waiting.
Aye.
Isn't that man?
But yeah, with that, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, sorry about the battery dying, and you're gonna have to edit all that shit. Right?
It's neither the worst thing I'm gonna have to edit. It's fine. Like I said, we got there through other technical difficulties. We got going.
How long have we been filming for?
2, possibly between 2 and 3 hours, I think.
What's your longest podcast? Must be Scott.
It's Nate, and I think it was Dino for a while. Dino went
really?
For one. Dino did one, and I was just hungover as fuck, so I just let him go, and he just carried it. And he Dino could tell a story or two, and I think he was the longest up until I think me and Martin did one, and like we got proper into music because we are both music guys, and we went over 3 hours, I think. So I think Martin's the longest one so far, but I think this one might be close because of the movie chat we had. So it's
and the battery died.
And aye.
Fuck
So yeah,
hell. I could. You know what? This chat could have been the longest because if things had worked out the way it did, and we had started filming at 8 o'clock instead of 9:20, this would have been over 4 hours.
Aye.
This fucking stupid phone kept saying to me, "You're on mute." No, I'm not on fucking mute. You stupid fuck.
This is why this is the shit show it is, and it's the fucking Billy Strachan's mere professional podcast. Because he kens what the fuck he's doing.
That is true. At least we can say whatever we want and not feel like, we're stepping on his toes a little bit.
Yeah, it's what it is. But yeah, like I said, we've got some stuff we can get back to. We can come back again and do another evening. We'll get
good to catch up again and do another one.
We'll get into some more movies.
If you have me back, that is.
Yeah. Well,
man.
If you can get back on.
Listen, as long as you're not the host and muting me, okay? Because as soon as I became the host, everything was on mute. So that blame is on you. The second part where my battery died, that was on me.
Yeah,
man. I'll let you go. And obviously it's Thursday night. We're probably going to be up early for our kids' schools and stuff.
Yes.
So
aye.
So it was nice chatting with you. Are you in next Wednesday? Yeah.
Yes, we'll catch up with training, and then
we'll catch up. We'll talk about our ridiculous hour of trying to fucking figure out this unmute button. I messaged Lou and Sammy, and Lou sent me voice recordings. And he was like, "Yeah, if you do this and do that," I'm like, "Oh man, I've tried all this shit. What the fuck is going on?"
It's just day working. It's fucked at this point.
Fuck this shit. And I was getting to the point where I was like, I'm just gonna have to call it another day because it was getting to a point where I was looking at the settings, and then I would go back to the video of you, and you were just waiting.
I've tried everything I can at this point.
Come, dude, I'm trying to get this working.
But yeah, like I said, we'll come back another time and we'll get some more movie chat going because we got into that somewhat.
That'd be cool. Even invite Bradley on next time so I can rib the fuck out of him.
We'll get a 3-way going, and you can bully Bradley.
That'd be great. I'm not a bully.
So this has been another episode of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Thanks to my guest this week. It's Crusher Craib, and we'll be back with more nonsense in the future sometime.